Far from perfect on Saturday, but still with the win, the Gators moved to 2-2 for the season. It's 89 degrees at 12 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime prime time.
It's XL Primetime. Featuring Joe C.
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes.
Oh, my God. This is ridiculous.
And Leon Searcy.
If you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
How you like me now?
Oh, this is the big dog game tonight. There's no question about that. XL Primetime. I guess we could go big dog on you because we're in the noon hour and happy to help get you fired up and ready to go for what should be a good Monday night football game tonight up in Orchard Park. The Bills Mafia, you know they'll be there en masse, but there'll be plenty of Bold City Brigade Duvallers up there ready to take in this Monday night contest. So welcome in. XL Primetime moving up into the noon hour because we've got the kickoff show that'll come up at 2:30. Me, O'Brien, Hayes, Carline, they'll have that. Then we'll go right into Jaguars programming and then into the night. And then I look across, and it's noon now. It'll be around 1 a.m. when Big Sirs has got that fifth quarter rocking.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, baby.
After a dub.
I'm looking after a dub. Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Me, Coach Campbell, and Hacker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm fired
and
up.
Leon and...
Oh, yeah. I forgot RJ, the DJ. Can't forget about you, bro.
Yeah.
You behind the wheels of steel. Thank you very much.
So you're running it. Okay. All right. Make sure that they all stay upright. And if it is a victory Monday night celebration on the fifth quarter, that'll be special because what happened yesterday, the Houston Texans losing in a big way to the Minnesota Vikings. They kind of got beat up. And now if you can pull off a surprise, and we will go through a few surprises from yesterday because if Jacksonville beats Buffalo, it's a surprise. It's an upset. It's a 5.5 point line.
You want a surprise?
Yeah.
You really want a surprise?
Well, yeah.
All right. Since I returned here, Jan 10, 2019, actually even since we first met in 1989.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen me wear a teal shirt? Ever?
No, I don't think so.
Ever.
I just looked up
It's quite fitting on you, too.
Have I ever?
Never
Vexing
seen it.
is the word you're looking for.
I'm just saying.
I like
Have you
it.
ever seen me wear a teal shirt?
I just looked up and I saw the 1010XL throwback jersey, and it matches the teal perfectly.
Let me tell you something. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Oh, yeah. Bring it in.
You don't get a dub here, and you got to go on the road to the Texans who are going to be just fired up after just getting emasculated.
Yeah.
Emasculated by the Vikings. You got problems.
See,
you have. We talked about must win last week. This is literally win or the ship is going down. Win. Win.
Oh yeah. I'm not. I don't even know if I'm going to go.
I don't like what you did there, man.
Yeah,
First
I don't know
you came
if
with
I'm
the
gonna go that
positive.
far.
You came with the teal shirt and how you rooted for the team.
And then I flipped it.
And then you flipped it right there in the mid-flight.
It's
How do you do that?
unbelievable how
It's
he does
unbelievable, Joe.
Yeah.
I was rooting for you.
Yeah.
for a minute.
Am I wrong?
No, they're like. I could go through a lot of scenarios.
I'm saying the quiet stuff out loud. You don't want to say it. Sirs doesn't want to say it. Nobody wants to say the reality of the situation.
But believe me, you're not alone as far as saying the things that need to be done. You're not alone there. It's the negative tone of it.
Well, let's start out very positive.
Yeah, I know you did.
And it's really like a positive umbrella is what it is. I'm trying to shroud the negativity with the positive umbrella of I'm wearing teal. That's how desperate we are.
Well, look, we all know what has to happen, and the team that they're going up against is pretty good. So if they lose, it's not going to shock a whole hell of a lot of people. But the ship ain't going down after that. But and the same thing that happened yesterday.
That's what they said about the Titanic too. So you know.
So this is on that. You gotta take that hand away so I can hear this.
That's what they said about the Titanic. That's what they said about the Titanic.
Oh my gosh,
we aren't there yet.
3% of teams since 1979 have gone 0-3 and made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will not be pretty. That I totally get. But I would like to start out at least 4 minutes afternoon with a little positivity. Okay.
I brought the positivity. I'm wearing teal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was short-lived.
Suddenly, it doesn't feel so positive.
He was on the right track,
okay?
but he jumped off real quick.
I flipped it.
He flipped it real quick, mid-flight.
Suddenly.
So scary.
And so yesterday.
Look, there's dudes driving around right now going, I mean, he's right.
Well, I get that part of it. We could all say right now they have no chance. They suck. They're gonna lose.
I didn't say they have no chance. I didn't say they suck. I didn't say they're going to lose. I said you've got to win.
Yes.
That's it. End of story. You got to win.
Yeah, I do understand the 0-3 mathematics when it comes to the National Football League. And there are so few that even start out 0-2 that make it to the postseason. Only 2 since they went to the 17-game schedule. So it doesn't happen very often. But just as an example yesterday, the LA Rams came from way back and beat the San Francisco 49ers with hardly anybody healthy. They don't have their 2 top wide receivers. They are lacking line play, and Matt Stafford just somehow willed them to a win. I'm not trying to paint a picture as to say that this team can do that just because that team did that. I don't know. I really don't. This is an opportunity, Leon, for this football team to get right. They have 1-score losses, a 5-point L, and a 3-point L. But the 2 teams they've lost to also haven't looked particularly good.
No,
either.
they haven't. I mean, you can't squander this opportunity. I remember I was texting Matt, when we was watching the games yesterday, and I was like, how did the Giants beat a Browns team that we just looked pathetic against just the week before? Yeah. And then he sent me a throw-up emoji. Yeah.
Well, I'll give you.
He did.
I'll give you one example to compare those two.
Mm-hmm.
And Danny Jones and the New York Football Giants, you could easily say their season was on the line.
Of course it was.
In a lot of ways. And they went into Cleveland and they beat, I mean, I think we would all agree, a mediocre Cleveland Browns team.
At best, yes.
Yeah, there's nothing that really makes you in awe of them. But one thing you should worry about, Jacksonville only got to Deshaun Watson a couple of times. The week before and the week after, you know what the total is of sacks on Deshaun Watson between the first game against Dallas and this last game against New York?
6 against Dallas. How many have we got?
It's like 10, isn't it?
It's a total of 14.
Wow.
Okay.
Goodness
There
gracious.
were, and I want to make sure I have this right, but I believe there were 9 players on the Giants roster that were credited with half a sack yesterday.
Saucy Nugs.
They got to him 8 times. Yeah, 8 times.
At Cleveland.
At Cleveland.
At Cleveland.
Yeah.
Not in the Meadowlands. At Cleveland.
So this football team, I think you all know what needs to happen. Josh Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker, they need to make sure that they pair up at the same time and have a big ball game. And it's possible. But Buffalo's run game is solid. And right now, the interior part of this defense is going to be tested greatly. We're going to find out whether they can get the job done. Because Joe Brady, the new offensive coordinator for Buffalo, and maybe even Josh Allen, in a lot of ways, he is figuring out, at least for the here and now, I don't have to do it all, and I'm not going to ask you to do it all. So more run plays, more scheming up, and he's not necessarily taking as many.
Well, I mean, but Josh Allen has to be contained, absolutely. I mean, he's a playmaker, without a doubt. He's the type of quarterback that takes the team on his back. Doesn't matter if he makes mistakes, if he fumbles, he throws an interception. He's going to take the team on his back. He's going to find a way to score a touchdown. So, I mean, you got to contain him. I don't think you can stop him. But this team, this team's got to play with a desperation. Got to play with like your hair on fire. You've got to win this game. Now,
every play
is got. You got to win this game.
Every
play.
Stinking play.
I agree. Absolutely. Got to win every. And listen, we all thought initially that the Texans were going to run away with the division, because they were the hot team early on. The Vikings settled them, brought them back to the pack. So now if you're 1-2, they're 2-1.
You're game behind.
You're a game behind now. Now you go into there. Next thing you know, let's see what happens. There's some optimism for you.
Well, you also got a little Mo. You went on the road against the Bills. You got a little Mo going in Houston, too.
Exactly.
And we beat them last year in Houston.
Absolutely.
Why not do it again?
And I'm going to tell you, the best thing that any team can see is on film, them playing good. That's why it's important for this Jaguars team to play good against Buffalo. You watch yourself making plays, sacks, interceptions, stripping the ball, getting pressure, running the ball, big plays down the field, offensively, clicking, motoring. Now you got something.
Yeah. All right, so you guys give us the vibe. What you're feeling tonight? What will it take? And just kind of the football brain in you. What you're thinking right now? a Mocama Beer Company Monday. We say thanks to them. Every Monday, you can enjoy coffee every single day of the week up in their beautiful tap room on South 8th Street in Fernandina in their Wildlight location as well. And then Tuesday through Sunday, they got that craft, and they are creative when it comes to just generating a lot of different flavors for your beer palate. So make sure you check them out, mocama.com, and you can enjoy beautiful stouts, pilsners, ales, light, or my IPA favorite like Cosmico, any of them. Definitely check it out, Mocama Beer Company. So tonight, when you start to visualize what you think can happen, there's a couple of things that are pretty obvious right now that have to go Jacksonville's way, and you need to affect what Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are doing. He's completing over 70% of his passes. Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence barely 50% of his passes. So that's the generational one. And I know whenever I look at a stat sheet, I say to myself quickly, is it all him or are there other things involved? Well, when you're talking about completion percentage, it could be guys not getting open. It could be making bad decisions. It could be rushing throws. It could be a lot of things. But one guy's completing over 70 and the other guy's completing barely over 50. That has to change tonight.
Well, and I just said this earlier, and they have got to play at a high level every play. That's been the problem the first two games. They're up and down, and it's not just as a unit. It's players within those units are missing assignments, are blowing assignments, are not getting fitting run gaps. It's just little things that are compounding and getting bigger and bigger and bigger until, look, this is what happens. A giant mistake happens. So you always hear coaches talk about it's your preparation. How do you prepare during the week? And that's what it is. If you prepare during the week and you're ready to go, those inconsistencies don't happen on Sunday or now Monday.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing is when I kept saying every play, they got to be like it's now or never. Every play.
Yeah, I mean, coaches have got to be a stickler on this team as far as fundamentals and techniques goes. Proper steps, proper angles, shooting hands, hips, all that kind of stuff, being in your gap.
There's no way Trevor Lawrence should have got sacked, even though it was a terrible play call on the 1 yard line. No. There's no way he should have got sacked off a double team.
Because it was a slide protection.
Double teaming the guy.
The center didn't everybody looks at it and says Ezra just got whiffed or whatever, but I know as offensive lineman, it was Liz protection, which means if he's sliding left, that means he knows that he's got help from the center on the backside. And the center was slow getting there. He got a post, and he's got to wait for him to so it could be a double team because he's still got the responsibility. Well, it looks like Ezra just let the guy go. The center doesn't get there in time. It looks bad. And to give up the center. Yeah. Can't have that kind of stuff.
And by the way, that's
the center slides.
Not from season. You're talking about seasoned veterans.
Right.
We're not talking about no rookies or second-year guys. We're talking about guys who've been in the game long enough to know better.
Right, and the point is if the center slide, the block is made, you have no idea what's going on down the field.
Thank you.
Right? You have no idea if that's not a 25-yard gain, and away they go, man.
Well, but it's like we said, slow developing plays, not necessarily the way to go right now.
Right. Well, also, 11 personnel on the 1 yard line is not the way to go either.
Well, listen, I was always told as an offensive lineman, you never pass on air, which means that you can't trust that guy's going to be next to you. You should go ahead and block him. Now, if you get help, you get help. So you never pass on air, which means that you don't just walk out in empty space when you got a guy right there in the middle. You block him.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Mocama Beer Company Monday. It is XL Primetime. We'll roll till 2:30 this afternoon. That's when the kickoff show will pick up and keep you going throughout the day. So I want to know if you have it in your brain today, if there's one thing that you say, you know what, if we can get this win tonight, I'll do X. I'll give up X. I'll do whatever. So just kind of peel back a layer of your Jaguar fandom. If we could just win tonight, I'll do X. Just let us know. 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures as we crank it out and get fired up for Monday Night Football tonight.
Even the best teams can lose steam when their best players end up on the sidelines.
In case you haven't noticed, our receiver corps is decimated.
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville.
It's part of the game, though, you know?
On 1010XL.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carlyon from MyBookie. Hope everybody had a plentiful betting weekend on MyBookie. We have a rare opportunity tonight with a Monday Night Football doubleheader. We travel to Buffalo. The Bengals host the Commanders. If you're a big game hunter, get in on a Monday night parlay bet. Parlay bets have bigger payouts when you hit if you nail the spread and the over-under total for both games tonight on a parlay bet. It pays plus 1,200. That's a $100 bet bet that you just turned into $1,200. If you haven't signed up, here's the deal. For a limited time, MyBookie is bringing back the double deposit bonus. You need to get started now. Use my promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. You heard that right. Double your money with promo code 1010XL before you even place a bet. Then parlay your way to cash. Bet on anything, anywhere, anytime with MyBookie.
It's Matt Hayes. Most goals we set for ourselves have a clear path, like I want to go see the Northern Lights. So read a couple of reviews, talk to some friends, save some money, and book it. Maybe a couple choices along the way, but overall, it's a clear course to reach your goal. Now, if your goal is to lose 40 or 50 pounds, where the clear path is, you know what? You read the reviews. You talk with a few friends. And you try something out. Then it doesn't work, and you're disappointed, and we've all been there, and it blows. Stop trying to do that and do what I did. Reach your goal with Awaken 180 weight loss. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. No guesswork, no trial and error, no medication side effects. I'm proof. I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180, and you can too. Trust me, it was simple. A word you never hear used with weight loss programs. Unless, of course, you're referring to Awaken 180. Choose the simple, clear path to success with the solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com.
Now, the Florida State Seminole Report, brought to you by your local Ag Pro, your home team.
A fourth-quarter go-ahead touchdown and several late defensive stops helped lead Florida State to a 14-9 victory over Cal. Quarterback DJ Uwe Ungagale was 16 for 27 for 177 yards with 1 touchdown pass and surpassed 10,000 career passing yards in the win. Up next, Florida State travels to Dallas to face another ACC newcomer and SMU. I'm RJ Saunders with your Ag Pro Seminole Report.
The Kickoff to Savings event is here at AgPro. Through September 30th, we're offering 0 down and 0% for 84 months on John Deere compact tractors. Get a 1025R tractor with loader for just $279.99 per month, or a 3025E tractor with loader for only $349.99 per month. Visit your local AgPro store today. Offer ends September 30th. Limited time offer. Some exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Guys, feeling deflated in the bedroom? ED, low T, no energy? If your stuff is broken, call 904-STROKEN or 904stroken.com. No shots in the first treatment, now free. Fix your ED at 904stroken.com.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Injured in an accident? Have mounting medical bills? Can't work? Don't worry. Zach's got your back. I'm Zach Von Rowan of Von Rowan Law. I will fight for the compensation that you deserve. Set up your free consultation at zachsgotyourback.com.
Get off the ladder and put on the helmet with Gutter Helmet of North Florida. We are family owned and manufactured locally. Cleaning your gutters is a dangerous and dirty job. That's why with Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. Water goes in your gutters while trash and debris go on the ground. It won't collect like filters do. Gutter Helmet protects. Call now for 10% off and a free gutter cleaning and tune-up with your purchase of Gutter Helmet. Call 904-762-7779.
Hey folks, this is Dave Benyon with my son Ammon here from Zero Res. Ammon, you've been cleaning air ducts for a while now. What are some of the reasons customers might consider getting their air ducts cleaned?
There are many reasons. Many times, people suffer needlessly from poor indoor air quality produced by the conditions in their air system. Construction dust, the presence of bacterial growth, and years' worth of buildup all come together to make your air ducts a pretty gross place. If you suffer from allergies, have recently moved, recently remodeled, or have never had your air ducts cleaned, then now is the best time to call. By calling Zero Res, you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that you called the best of the best. Our state-of-the-art truck mount system and top-of-the-line service representatives simply can't be found anywhere else. Google Zero Res and read thousands of 5-star reviews.
So what kind of deals can I expect?
Just mention that you heard us on the radio, and we'll give you $100 off your air duct cleaning.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty great deal. Remember, folks, Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
CEROREC. Zero Res.
Don't make a bad
bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
Salvatore's famous pizza now in Jacksonville, Tapestry Park off Southside Boulevard. In honor of our favorite player, number 16, Salvatore's large pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping, only $16. Coupon at salvatores.com. Dine in, pick up, and delivery. $16 for a large Salvatore's pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping. Coupon at salvatores.com. Tax and delivery extra.
Weekends were made for sports, and I'll tell you my take on this weekend's best options. Hicken here. Watch for Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan is brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
Means. Smith stuffed him, he got away. Natron Means. Touchdown. Holy cow, what a run.
We are seeing some unbelievable individual efforts by guys. Means stopped dead at the line.
Such a great moment, and you got to go all the way back to when Big Surse was playing right tackle, anchoring the right side of that offensive line, and Big Natron Means as they went on the road in the most unlikeliest of settings and outcomes. Your Jacksonville Jaguars had never played the Buffalo Bills before. They didn't have any idea what it was like, and that is just one of the many highlights from that day, Big Surse, as you guys came away winners and knocked them off in the wild card.
It was a great moment. It was a great moment. You also have to remember, at that particular time, the Buffalo Bills at home in the playoffs were 10-0.
Yeah.
They were 10-0. They had never lost a playoff game in Buffalo. So us to go in there and do what we did underneath immense odds were against us. We were heavy underdogs, absolutely heavy. So we were, we were playing with house money. We just went out there, hey, see what we can do.
I did my little preview this morning from the sports lounge, and I was going back and looking, and I found the one play where you guys, you cleared out the right side, Means bust through, gets in. They take this was a go-ahead score right here in the second quarter, and we'll have a few more a little bit later on. But Mikey Hollis booted it through the game winner.
He did,
which was pretty awesome.
Did it doink? It was a doink, wasn't it?
It might have been.
It was a doink, but it went in. It don't matter. As long as it went in, I don't care.
It might have been. But just suffice to say, the reason why we're just going to go back and relive that and have a little fun today, it's been eons ago since then. This is the 30th year of this NFL franchise. That was just the second year of this NFL franchise, but it did happen. It can happen. It might happen. It will happen. All those things are popping in your head, kind of like the guy who texted in just a little while ago, 641-1010. You can hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. The Jags own the Bills. My throwback Josh Hines Allen Prowler jersey finally came this weekend. We can't lose. That's how you got to believe. That's how you got to believe.
That's how you got to believe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what's it going to take? We can definitely get into it as our XL Primetime show unfolds until 2:30 this afternoon. Where do you see it coming from, and what are you willing to do if you can get a dub tonight? Now, real quick, as we go back to yesterday, I mentioned the LA Rams over the San Francisco 49ers. We mentioned what Minnesota, take a look at what they did to the Houston Texans.
There was a lot of crazy going on yesterday.
Yeah.
A lot of crazy.
But guess what? They beat that butt.
Yeah.
And so you can't get away from the fact that we looked at the Houston Texans and everything they did in the offseason as this now team at the top, and then they start out 2-0, 2 games up. They had beaten the Colts and the Bears, 2 teams that haven't necessarily looked the part. They go up to Minnesota. They're thinking that they got a chance to maybe end this little dream Darnold scenario that had been taking place up there. He was able to take care of business against them, and they're 3-0. And that defense with Brian Flores running the show, pretty damn good.
He got after him pretty good. I mean, Sam Darnold did 4 touchdowns in that game?
Yeah, Yeah, and Stroud was 20 of 31 for 215 yards. It wasn't like he not like he had a bad day, but he was sacked 4 times.
He got after him pretty good. Absolutely. Yeah. He looked a little Clark Kent-ish. Is that the word, Clark Kent-ish?
Yeah.
Because for the last 2 weeks, everybody was just saying all the praise about C.J. Stroud, and rightfully so. I mean, that offense was moving pretty good, but you're right. Yesterday was kind of crazy. It was crazy. The Panthers win.
Who saw that coming from the rusty rifle?
I didn't see that coming at all. There's so many crazy games out there.
You know, the thing with Darnold, like, we all know what he was prior to this, but he spends a year with the Niners under Shanahan, right? Clearly something happened there, all right? Then he goes to the Vikings. McConnell's also a very good teacher of quarterbacks, okay? All of a sudden now he looks comfortable. He looks poised in the pocket. He's making good decisions. Maybe there really is something to guys getting on in the right situations with the right people around them, if you know what I mean. And then they flourish.
You know, there was another interesting stat they said about Sam Darnold that I heard this morning. It just blew my mind. They said Sam Darnold in the red zone has 6 touchdowns and 1 incompletion.
That's insane.
I blew my mind. I was like, what just happened?
Yeah, and you never know when it's going to happen if guys can put it together. Kevin O'Connell, you have to give him credit. He's an obvious offensive mind that's out there and well-respected. And he comes in from that McVay tree. Was he a McVay guy? I'm pretty sure he was. And he's a guy that has done some nice things up there. And by the way, they just inherited a cast-off from Aaron Jones from the Green Bay Packers from right inside the division that Green Bay didn't want. Green Bay's running the ball well right now. They got Josh Jacobs and Malik Willis. Malik Willis is undefeated.
Also, also another example of a guy getting in a situation where the coach knows what he's doing, LaFleur, as a quarterback's coach, as a game caller, right?
Yeah.
He's got talent around him, and he's got a franchise that knows how to win games. So all of a sudden, he goes from a guy who literally can't play the position with the Titans.
Right, they cut him loose.
To a guy who's 2-0 now with the Packers.
Yeah, but also the 2 teams they played, members of the AFC South.
Right, I get that, but the reality is, honestly, I get that. But you're still talking about, they're NFL games, man. They're NFL teams.
Let's remember that because they're all hard to win.
Yes,
every one of them is hard to win, and yet he's able to do it. And now it sounds to me like you're suggesting that this one here, the generational one, is not getting the proper guidance and coaching, and maybe it comes down to either the head coach or the offensive coordinator. I'm just trying to read the tea leaves here.
Look, you just you take it for what it's worth, okay? That's all I'm saying. Look, he all of a sudden suddenly didn't forget how to throw a football, or didn't forget how to read a defense, or didn't suddenly lose an elite arm talent. There's a reason he's not playing well, right? Although he hasn't thrown a pick yet.
Right.
It's a good thing.
But I'm still not getting away from the fact that he is completing barely over 50% of his passes. That's legit. That's real. And Josh Allen, over 70%. That's also real. And so those things matter, and you got to figure out exactly how you're going to combat it. How you're going to get? How you're going to put? He was 14 of 30 for 220 yards. Okay, that's not where it needs to be right now.
It's not good, is it?
No, it's
terrible. Is that bad? No, it ain't good.
It ain't good.
And so we will find out whether or not he was sacked 4 times. We know that and now they're going up against. You'd have to classify a rejuvenated Von Miller. Give him credit for what he's gone through. Back-to-back weeks with sacks. He's been in the Finns' backfield, the Cardinals' backfield, and so they're going to have to account for him and Ed Oliver and company up front. That's a good bunch up there.
But they have to leave. Listen, Anton needs to fix his remedy. Whatever's going on with him, he needs to fix it. I'm telling you right now.
Right.
Or you're going to have to leave it back in the backfield. Those not using those proper angers In this game with Von Miller, who's got probably the quickest first step off the ball. I know he's a little up in age or whatever, but he's still a beast. He absolutely is still a beast.
Yeah. He's still going to be a problem.
He's still going to be a problem.
Yeah, you got to give him credit. All right, 641-1010. What are you willing to do? What is already in your mind? If we win this, I'm gonna give up this, or I'm gonna do that. Whatever it might be. One of our texters says, if we win tonight, I can keep it on 10-10 for lunch and drive time the rest of the week. Otherwise, might need a break. So we'll find out whether or not you are willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. So just give us an idea. 641-1010. What you're willing to do, what you're willing to give up, what you're willing to have happen if you can get a dub tonight. It's XL Primetime. We got the quarterback whisperer coming up in the 1 o'clock hour. Normally he joins us in the 3 o'clock hour on Mondays, but we will be able to talk a little ball with him. We need to look back not only at what happened yesterday, but also a little bit of what happened Saturday as we saw some big ball games. Did Tennessee make a huge statement against Oklahoma? Yeah. But Oklahoma also looked about as lousy as you could possibly look offensively. Did Michigan make a statement?
Maybe Tennessee had something to do with Oklahoma looking lousy.
Oh, my gosh, yes. But they were bad before Tennessee rolled into town, and then Tennessee made them look even worse. Meanwhile, Michigan looked bad.
You just cannot give the Vols credit, can you?
No. I am.
You and your orange blue card. You can't do it.
No, that's not true. Would you agree that Oklahoma did not look very good offensively before Rocky Top rolled into town?
They were finding themselves a little bit,
yeah. They were finding.
Might have found a new quarterback, too, in the last quarter of that game.
When nothing mattered at that moment, that late in that ball game. Anyway, we'll touch on that one. USC slugfest against Michigan, but they were able to, at the very least, be in a position to win late and could not get the job done. That was a big win.
No, you're missing the story there.
Yeah.
The story is the message Michigan sent.
Yeah.
To Columbus.
I'm not.
Oh, by the way, we're still here. We're still playing bully ball.
Yeah.
And you still got to beat us physically.
I'm not missing it. I'll tell you what I'm missing. The fact that Southern Cal couldn't get a guy down when they had him stopped on third down, and a pick six from Miller. That was just absolutely one of the most poor decisions you could make.
Well, he baited him into it. It was a great play by Will Johnson.
It was a great play by the defensive player, but Moss still dropped back, looked right at his receiver, and let the cornerback break on the ball and take it to the house.
Well, Will Johnson
never
pulled off his man. He pulled off. They were in zone. He pulled off his man. It was a great play by him.
So anyway, we'll touch on that just a little bit. But more than anything else, tonight, can Jacksonville deliver a dub back to Duval over the Buffalo Bills?
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Looking for a new vehicle? Take a look at Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville. Now's the time to save big this summer. Choose from more than 250 new and over 1,000 used and certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot, or shop anytime at JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Hyundai has one of the top warranties in the business. Lifetime powertrain and a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, plus 3 years free maintenance on a new vehicle. Give us the opportunity to earn your business today. Atlantic Boulevard, Jacksonville, or visit JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Welcome to the family.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Mia here. When it comes to roofing, whether it be shingles, metal, or most repairs, there is one name that has protected your home since 1999. Jags Roofing. Serving all of Northeast Florida, Mike and his guys have been repairing and replacing roofs for 25 years. Need insurance help? Mike's team can help. Raised in a military family, Mike provides great attention to detail with unparalleled quality and workmanship. They also have warranties, so you can have peace of mind. Call Mike today for a free estimate or online at projacksroofingfl.com.
This right here is as good as it gets. This is life getting lived without obligations or complications. This is filling your cup and savoring the moment. This is the gift of presence, served to you in a place where there's room for everyone and enough to go around. And the best part, it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Best Bet is number one. That's right. Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park have one-card poker, the fastest and easiest card game to learn and play. Play against a designated player, one card at a time, and the highest card wins even money. If the card values are the same, it's time for war. Just like the game you remember. You must be 18 years or older to play. More at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Are you feeling the heat? It's time to cool things down with Duck Duck Air Conditioning. Contact us today at 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckac.com. Duck Duck Air Conditioning to keep you cool and comfortable all year round. This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 23rd, 2018, New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees throws a 17-yard pass to Michael Thomas, becoming NFL's career pass leader, breaking Brett Favre's record.
Fall in Florida. The leaves may not be coming down,
but the prices are at Beard's Diamonds.
It's the buy one, get one on wedding band sale.
All stackables, all right-hand rings, all eternity bands, and more are buy one, get one free.
At the St. John's Town Center or beardsdiamonds.com.
Hey, Hicken here. Are you tired of having your carpets professionally cleaned only to have them looking dingy again? Zero Res can help. I'll tell you what, they have the technology. Zero Res uses its patented ZR water that cleans beautifully without using any soaps, detergents, or shampoos. That means zero residue left behind. And guess what? Zero Res falling back in time for September. 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $129, and we'll clean a 4th room for free. That's right. The 4th room is on me. Zero Res, man. Spell it forward. Zero Res, spell it backwards. It's a right way to clean.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Homeowners, listen up. The Fed has taken action, lowering rates for the first time in years, and Loan Pronto has followed suit by lowering mortgage rates big time. Prosser here. Loan Pronto just locked in a homeowner at 4.59% APR, the lowest in 2 years. Whether you got your loan last month or last year, it's time to call Loan Pronto and dump that high-rate loan. You can lock in a lower rate fast with virtually no paperwork and usually no appraisal. There's no limit on how many times you can refi, so get started. Even if you're in process with another lender, give Loan Pronto a call. If you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Purchase loans available as well, so call now. Get your rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLS consumeraccess.org.
This is Dr. James Perry, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Pro Football Hall of Famer Tony Baselli this morning on The Drill.
on a critical key for the Jaguars tonight against the Bills.
You want a fast start, but if you don't get a fast start, you can't look around on the sideline saying, here we go again. Like, that's the thing you got to fight against. You can't get first sign of adversity, say, put your head down and go, oh, no. I mean, this is where you got to have some mental toughness. You got to think deep. And you got to make your mind up. It's like, we're winning the game. Like, we're going to win. Let's go figure it out. Let's go get it done.
Tony Baselli this morning on The Drill. Jaguars at Bills on Monday Night Football. Kickoff at 7:30. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
Him to step into.
Kelly with another shovel pass, and this one is picked off. Intercepted by Clyde Simmons. Touchdown. Holy cow, what a huge play for Jacksonville.
Holy cow is right. That's what happened.
Is that Mike Patrick?
1996, Mike Patrick on the call. Wild card game. First time these two teams had ever met. Bills Mafia have been dealing with it ever since. And this team has also, the last couple of times, held Josh Allen down. A 9-6 win here at the bank. Ireland victory, that one. And then also over in London last year when the Bills Mafia came over in mass thinking that they were going to have that one to celebrate. Nope. Had to come back empty-handed and probably a little hungover. But now you got this one tonight. Can you recreate some of that magic and keep it going against the Buffalo Bills? We said, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to do? You guys can still hit the text line 641-1010. My feelings about the game tonight, writes Bush Drive Rich. Make it make sense. You have the better receivers, prove it. You have the better quarterback, prove it. You have the better front four, prove it. No bull fertilizer tonight. Just toasted buffalo wing. He said if we win, he will personally deliver some beer from Bush Drive to the Primetime gang. I will take that, sir. I think you know that. I love anything that comes out of that warehouse.
I'm going to give you another one.
Yes.
I'm going to give you another one from the 251. Guys, this is very hard for me, but I will give up my wife's loving if we can win tonight and give it up every week until we lose after that. That's how much I want to see this team win, and I love my wife's loving.
I was going to say, is his wife happier than he is about this, or is he now says he loves it? Listen, that's a sacrifice. That's also worth a round of applause. If you're willing to go if you're just willing to go without, or this, that's big.
That's team love right there.
Yeah, that is. That's big. All right, 641-1010. Another one said, I'll mow Leon's lawn one time for free if they win, and I own a push mower. So, willing to get the job done. All right, so
I live in a townhouse, so it ain't going to be that much.
What will it take? 641-1010. It's XL Primetime. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Leon Cersei, RJ Saunders hanging out with you until 2:30 this afternoon as we take you right up to our kickoff show a little bit later on. Definitely looking forward to the build-up to the game tonight. You got two Monday Night Football games. This one's the early one, and then not long after it, you will see the Cincinnati Bengals, another 0-2 team, try and get off the schneid and see if they can get it to 1-2. And like we said, with the Texans' loss yesterday, believe it or not, you may not think it's possible. We might as well talk about it until it's not possible. You win tonight, you get to 1-2. They're right now a 2-1 football team, but if you go to Houston and beat them in their building next week, you own the tiebreak, and you're atop the AFC South. It can happen that fast, that's for sure, especially when we consider some of the things that have gone down so far this season. Real quick, Baltimore, an 0-2 team, goes into Dallas yesterday and ran all over the Dallas Cowboys. Dak and them made it interesting late, but that's a team that you cannot figure out who Dallas is right now. You want to talk about a team reeling? We're sitting here trying to figure out an 0-2 hole. How about that? They gave up 274 yards rushing yesterday, and Derrick Henry ragdolled that defense like he's done it a time or two before with this Jaguar defense.
Well, I mean, listen, that was a Ravens team that understands their identity. They run the football. They ran the ball 45 times in that game. And when I'm watching the plays they run, and all they run is toss, crack, sweep, counter, and dive.
Pretty simple.
Pretty simple. And they say we're going to line up. And I mean, the Cowboys have been struggling against the run in the past couple of weeks. And the Ravens said, listen, we're a desperate team. We're 0-2. We got to come in here and win this game. And they did. They fist fought the Cowboys. Had them on the sideline second-guessing themselves. And I was telling RJ before the show, I said there's nothing more demoralizing to a defensive front is when you run the ball and they have no idea how to stop you. No idea. It was great. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing to see. Yeah. And then did you see Jerry Jones when they asked him after the game about Derrick Henry?
Why didn't you go get him?
Said we couldn't afford him. That's what he said.
Yeah.
We could not afford him.
And what's comical is that he was being not held up, but he was definitely being, CeeDee Lamb was holding out and basically saying, I need my cheddar. And then you got the whole Micah Parsons factor there. And, he said it was too expensive.
Yeah, no.
It was too expensive.
Ridiculous. Did you also hear what Dak did as he's walking to the locker room? Mm-hmm. Telling fans, you want to jump off now, go ahead and jump off the bandwagon.
Yeah. Oh,
really?
Yeah, he's trying to do whatever he can to get himself out of this spell that he currently finds himself under.
Why is he attacking the fans?
Yeah. I don't know. Dak, you just signed a $60 million per contract.
Yeah.
And you're going to say if you're going to jump off, go ahead and jump off?
Well, it's funny that he also said that Mike McCarthy would figure things out once they got to the postseason. Well, you may not get to the postseason.
These players nowadays, why is it so much in need of admiration? Just go out there and play ball and win football games. You worry about who's on the bandwagon. Hell, you ain't got no room for the wagon with all that money you got. Yeah. We ain't no room for the wagon. Talk about
All right, here's another on the text line. I will sit outside for 2 hours in the storm that's coming here later this week if we win. I don't know where that storm's headed. Hopefully it will not be headed here. It could affect some college football games. And I know this Mr. Meteorologist.
I told him he manifested. He talked about this storm last week. He's like, it's coming. I said, man, don't talk it up. I'm just telling you.
Do not burish us, okay?
I did manifest that,
didn't I? Do not beat and boss. We don't want any of that action.
We don't want none of that headache. None of it.
Yeah. I don't need to see that storm, hear about that storm or anything.
I agree.
That's for sure. All right, real quick, because we're going to get into the 1 o'clock hour. We're going to definitely stay on your Jags. Keys to victory. We've been having fun talking about it, looking back at where they've been successful against Buffalo before, and can they get it done this go-around. So you guys can keep it going because we definitely want to hear from them. Matter of fact, before I just want to slide in a little college talk here real quick. But speaking of that 96 Bills game, how about our big tight end, says the texter, Pete Mitchell, rumbling down the field, breaking tackles in that game. Him and Natron really fired the team up that day. You remember?
Yeah, I remember Maverick. And it was 80 protection. I said, and 80 protection, I don't need no help. You just go do your thing.
Yeah.
All right? I just give me a shoulder and keep it moving.
Yeah. And that type of play.
That was the exact play I'm talking about when it comes to Pete Mitchell. I don't need your help.
I got you.
Your job is to catch balls, not block. Nice. He had a great game.
Honestly, that game, it carries, just spend one more second, it carries so many good memories. And there were two great runs. The 99 run was more anticipated and expected, and because of how good the team was. This one was just nothing but, oh my God, we're an NFL football city, and now we are an NFL playoff team, the way things unfolded.
Yeah, I mean, I lovingly say the land of misfit dolls, but that's what we were, that team. Now, we had star power, of course we did, with Jimmy and Keenan and me and Bo and Brew and all that, and Natron. But I remember what Tom Coughlin said to us after that Atlanta game when Morton Anderson missed that field goal, and we all in the locker room jumping up and down and celebrating. He said, listen now, we're not in this thing just to show up. He said, let's go start some trouble.
Yeah.
Let's go win some football games. So that was the mindset of this team, is that now we're in. Don't just be happy to be in. See if you can make some noise, and that's what we did.
And this is after, remind people, after Buffalo had been to the Super Bowl 4 straight years, okay? They did not win them, but they had been there 4 straight, and they still had great players. And this was Baselli and his coming out party against Bruce Smith. This was Brew against Jim Kelly, and Kelly towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
Clyde Simmons making that play as a guy that just came in not off the street, but long in tooth, and was able to make plays for this football squad. There were a lot of great players on that Buffalo Bills team when you go back in time.
Yeah, they had a solid defense. Ted Washington, Bruce Smith, Phil Hansen.
Was Cornelius
Bennett,
yeah.
Biscuit was there. All those guys. They still had a great. Still had a good formula for defense, playing good defense.
Yeah, they went from a unbelievable wild card win to a mile high upset in Denver, all the way on their way to New England. So it was just crazy how it unfolded. All right, here's another one. I will personally bring smoked barbecue ribs and pork, but that dude's got to bring the beer too if Jacksonville wins. I like this. I like where we're going.
We will get Bush Drive Rich to bring that beer.
Yeah,
If he's bringing smoked barbecue, pork,
he'll
and
bring
ribs,
the beer.
Are you listening, Bush Drive Rich?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, we'll have a little party.
Yeah.
In fact, we can do it like Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll need
do
the dub.
it right. Yeah, let's get the dub first.
We need the dub. All right, real quick, just some college football before we sneak into the 1 o'clock hour. The Florida Gators, inside the SEC, anybody says, hey, it is tough to go on the road in the SEC, that's a big win. I don't care who you're playing. Well, that was a big win for Billy, but it was a bad football club that they saw in Starkville, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. You now know why Florida was a touchdown favorite, as bad as they've been against that squad. What a horrible, horrible football team it's not Jeff Levy's fault, but that he inherited, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's new coach, new system, new everything.
He's trying to do a lot of different things.
A lot of those kids left, too, after Arnett was fired because they were, they liked Zach Arnett.
Right.
So he's in a difficult spot. And Florida went in there and scored some points and got a get-right game, but you got 2 weeks to prepare for UCF. 2 weeks. That's just a huge game.
Such a big ball
Huge game.
I think anybody that when they saw this land on the schedule, if you have your truth serum and you're willing to admit it, you probably thought back then, Florida will wallop UCF. There, here, doesn't matter, and that's how it will go down. We all know it's changed since then when you consider how everything has unfolded. Now that they are a Big 12 member, now that Gus Malzahn has proven that he is successful there, they go and they get a transfer portal quarterback that looks pretty dang good anyway. It is a mammoth game.
Well, it's a big game because UCF can run the ball.
Yeah.
They'll line up and run right at Florida, and that's Florida's weakness. They can't stop the run.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know why Mississippi State didn't run the ball yesterday or Saturday, but they just kept throwing it. They just kept chucking it, which is eventually your quarterback gets hurt, then you got a freshman back there, and it's ugly. But UCF will line up, and they'll do what Gus Malzahn teams do. Yeah. They run the ball between the tackles and right at you. And they do quarterback run, running back run, wide receiver, jet stuff. They're going to run all over that Florida defense.
And he makes you think quick. Okay, you gotta have enough people that know what they're doing to stay on the field because he's not going to let you change personnel nearly as often. All right, from the barbecue ribs and pork text to college football, I got to do the 10-10 take right now because I just got hungry thinking about it. So let's do it.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
You got that early Monday Night Football kick tonight. So you may not want to go home necessarily and just go ahead for a 3-course meal. Go ahead and roll through Sonny's. Pick you up a rack of ribs, a whole chicken, whatever it might be. Some of that delicious pulled pork and all those sides, and then just head to the house. And then you can just watch it on your big screen and just grub. Sonny's, lunch, dinner, tailgating, whatever it might be. Make sure you check out your local Sonny's. So was that hey, look at me now, Billy Napier win? No. The answer is no. No. The end is still inevitable for him. It's still going to end badly for him. It's also going to end with him walking out with $20+ million in cash. But by no means should this make you think that anything has changed. He went with the 3-6-9 theory Saturday. I'm going to give DJ Lagway the 3rd, the 6th, and the 9th series, and we're going to see how it goes. And if Graham Mertz has the hot hand, we're going to keep it going. Anyway, it just looked clunky for a long, long time. Then they were able to bust off some big plays. But by no means does this change the narrative, the result, the end of Billy Napier's run in Gainesville. That's the 10-10 take.
No, it's just delaying the inevitable. That's all.
Bit.
Now they've passed the 4-game mark. So now the players that could literally say, all right, well, I'm sitting out now, or I'm opting out now, or I'm All of a sudden, I've got a Jalen Ramsey back injury to save my year of eligibility. Now you're talking about guys who are going to be playing 5 games. Once you hit that 5th game, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's a real possibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we got to keep our eye on that. All right, let's head into the 1 o'clock hour, and we'll get back into the Jags and Bills. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to do if they can win tonight and bring back a dub to Duval? 641-1010. Let us know. It's XL Primetime.
Sometimes winning and losing comes down to one play. There's only one performance-painting, high-performance play of the game on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Joe C. for Roland Reese Plumbing. Local plumbing companies that have been in business for a long, long time are doing it right. That's why I easily recommend Roland Reese, and I hope you'll pay attention when you do have a plumbing problem occur, because you probably don't know exactly who to call when something really bad goes inside your house, whether it's a slab leak, whether it's just the shower or the toilet not working. You just want to make sure that you get a full-service plumber that can take care of you, that's been in business for over a quarter of a century. You can log on plumbingjacksonville.com, and just don't forget, emergency service available 24/7. When you've got a leak and you can't wait a week, make sure you go with Roland Reese Plumbing.
Who has the best lineup this season? Honda. Cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, hybrids, and electric. This is one of the greatest lineups Honda has ever had. And now is the best time to purchase or lease one. Visit your local Honda dealer now. Remember, only a Honda is a Honda.
Guys, feeling deflated in the bedroom? ED, low T, no energy? If your stuff is broken, call 904-STROKEN or 904stroken.com. No shots in the first treatment, now free. Fix your ED at 904stroken.com.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
When it comes to selling your home, it can be stressful. Take the stress out with my friends Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you're worried you won't sell your home for the price you need. How's this for a guarantee? Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they'll buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers, and if you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home. Take Kim in Palm Coast. I needed to move closer to family ASAP, but I had to sell my Palm Coast home first. I tried and failed with another agent, so my family said, you got to call Chad and Sandy. Well, sure enough, as promised, Chad and Sandy did it. They sold my home in 3 days, above asking price. Call the local Jacksonville experts I trust and recommend. Call Chad and Sandy today at 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
Don't suffer another day with cheap box store cornhole boards. Order your custom luxury boards from Mystic Cornhole Company right here in Jax. Ask about pro-level bags, lights, score stands, and other accessories. And score with Mystic Cornhole Company.
I've known Glenn Cohen for a long time as a friend and a lawyer. Persistent and fair, Glenn and his firm have represented clients from North Florida and South Georgia for over 40 years in all kinds of personal injury cases. If I had such a case, call Glenn at Barnes, Cohen, and Sullivan.
He'll help you find the fish.
Bite's gonna pick up pretty soon.
Captain Kevin and the Wing Power Fishing Forecast Show.
Yeah!
Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Veterans Wholesale Cabinets.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Hi, Jags fans. Walker Little here for my friends at Kingfish Pest Control. Playing offensive line in the NFL, I must block and protect on every down. When it comes to keeping my home pest-free, I expect that same level of protection. So I contacted Kingfish after seeing thousands of positive online customer reviews about their service. I can confirm from personal experience, bugs don't stand a chance getting past Kingfish Pest Control. Do what I did. Reach out to Kingfish Pest Control to protect your home, a proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, it's Mike Dempsey, and you know how I feel about Pella Windows and Doors. Great design, strongest warranties, and the highest quality products. I even chose Pella Windows for my own home. And whether you're a homeowner replacing windows or building a new home or a trade professional working with clients, I know the design experts at Pella will help your project run smoothly and look great. Visit PellaJacks.com or the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
Don't be sidelined from an injury that keeps you out of the game. Get the care the pros receive. Now available at Injury Care Centers, newly FDA regenerative treatments that will significantly shorten your recovery time. Sprains, strains, fractures, post-op surgeries, cut your recovery time in half or shorter. Masking pain just makes it worse. Fix it now. Call 904-783-0008. That's 904-783-0008. Injury care starts at Injury Care Centers.
This is Keith Scott with Veterans Wholesale Cabinets. We are Northeast Florida's cabinet experts and your best option to elevate your home improvement project for both homeowners and contractors, and attention to detail to every project. VeteransWholesaleCabinets.com.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. Brought to you by USA Part. With a total of 107 total points scored in the Bulls versus Oak Leafs game Friday night, the Bulls Bulldogs came out on top, winning 57-50. Bulls offense lit up the field with QB Ethan Drum throwing for 288 yards and 4 touchdowns. Bulls' victory moved them to 3-1 for the season. Over on the river, the Bishop Kenny Crusaders struggled to get their team in sync as they fell to Beachside 41-8, marking the Crusaders' lowest scoring game so far this season. Beachside quarterback Eddie Jordan stood out Friday night, throwing for 238 yards while rushing for 74. Wrapping up their season, the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp take the season finale over the Gwinnett Stripers 5-1 Sunday. Shrimp Dane Myers shined bright, launching a leadoff home run in the bottom of the first, and in the third inning cranked his second solo home run. It's 91 degrees at 1 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
Pushing the pile inside the 2 to the 1 yard line. Brunell is great on the quarterback draw. Instead, he throws it quickly to Smith. Touchdown! Back to go on the time.
8-82. What a combination back in the day. 1996, first time these two teams, your Jacksonville Jaguars and those Buffalo Bills, matched up.
You know the best thing I did with that bubble screen? Got the hell out the way.
Oh, you did? You just said, I am not going to mess this thing up. And by no means should you be too far down the field.
Exactly that part.
Yeah, because that would be the worst. Because we've seen touchdowns come back of recent note for your Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going back in time, playing you highlights from 1996, kind of putting you in a good mood if we can as we get ready for the Bills and the Jags Monday Night Football tonight. XL Primetime hanging out in the 1 o'clock hour. We'll take you up till 2:30, and then you'll have the kickoff show, which will get everything rolling, and then ultimately into Jaguars programming. And your night will end, I hope, with a celebratory toast and a cigar with the fifth quarter, because Big Sirs, Hack, Coach Campo, they will all be there ready for you with the fifth quarter a couple hours after this game goes final. And I tell you what, anything can happen tonight. We've seen all sorts of possibilities unfold in your first couple of weeks of NFL football, and then a little more yesterday.
See, I think here's the problem right now.
Mm-hmm.
If the idea, the concept is, quote, anything can happen, you don't have a good team. The whole idea of anything can happen is for guys that aren't really that good, and they think, well, on any given Sunday or on any given Saturday, if you're confident in who you are and what you are and how you go about your business week to week, Sunday to Sunday, there's no such thing as anything can happen, right, Leon?
I agree. The circumstances don't dictate the desperation. If you're a good team, then that means consistently week in and week out, you go about your business or taking care of business. You don't need a horseshoe or rabbit's foot or something to inspire you. Because
that's not to say what Joe said isn't right, and it is right.
Right,
but all I'm saying is if you're in that position as a franchise, you've got much bigger issues than just one game.
Oh, yeah. And I think what I am saying is that in 96, and this was early 97 when this unfolded, but anything could happen, and it did. this team is 0-2. There's no getting away from that. That other team's 2-0. And so I do think a lot of people are probably taking on as a 6-point dog, 5.5-point dog. I think people are taking on, hey, anything can happen tonight. Because on the face, you walk up to anybody, the average Joe on the street, hey, who you like tonight? Oh, the Bills are going to kill them. That's probably what most people will, outside of Duval, of course.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm kind of leading off with that anything can happen.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but you got to also remember in that 96 team, we were on a 5-game win streak. So we weren't coming in there, we didn't come in there,
That's a great point.
We had a little momentum. Because we had played some good.
You weren't limping in.
We weren't limping in. Absolutely, we had played some good football to get to that point to where we deserved to get in the playoffs, and we figured now that we're in, let's go make some noise.
Yeah. And so when I say anything could happen, I'm just simply saying this team needs to reverse course and straighten things out. And I just kind of am riding the wave of that based on what we saw yesterday, because there were some surprises when the Rusty Red Rifle took over for Carolina and went out to Las Vegas. Could you have expected they would beat the hell out of the Raiders?
Bro, I didn't even know the Red Rifle was still in the league.
I know. I'm telling you.
When they mentioned them, I said, how is he
they
still
smoked them.
They did.
And Antonio Pierce, basically, here's the head coach of the Vegas Raiders saying that some of his players, quote, made business decisions on certain plays. You know what that's saying? You quit. You gave up. You thought this was a wrap, and you were on the wrong end of it, and therefore you were ready to hit the shower as opposed to hit somebody.
And he also
the best part is that's a problem.
The follow-up is that, we had some guys out there making business decisions. He said, we can make business decisions as well.
You better believe it. And that, honestly, you may not have that bench that you can always go to and threaten them and their playing time, but you're right. I control ultimately your salary, at least as far as wearing this team's uniform. And so Antonio Pierce is experiencing something he's never experienced before. And so that's what you're having to deal with. But you, like we said, you look around and you see some of the surprises that took place yesterday, things you did not expect. And you may not expect Jacksonville can go up there and beat Buffalo, but they have the last couple of times they've seen them. They can go toe-to-toe. We know that this looks like, or did look like, an improved defense in spots in the games that they have just played. But they also know that they need to make sure that they take care of the football. They have got to get out to a quick start tonight.
Let me just throw this out there for you, okay? Let's just first series, no twist game on defense. It's just one-on-one, and Cam gets beat for a sack. Are you putting Walker Little in there after that?
I don't have a problem with it. I think
would you, Leon?
No.
That early in the game?
Not that early.
Is what you're saying?
He gets beat again on the second series. He got to go.
Yeah. But it's so funny. The one thing that Matt is jonesing to see Walker Little play.
No, I'm jonesing to see any kind of shakeup on the offensive line.
Right, but
I don't care if they put Hance out there. I don't care. I'm literally jonesing for any kind of shakeup on that line.
Yeah, my only point is that he's the only guy we can think of that's capable of replacing the starter. He's the only one. Luke Fortner is not capable, at least from what we've seen, of replacing Mitch Morse, even though Mitch is not off to a great start. There is not a guy behind Ezra, even though Ezra has not gotten off to a great start, that is right now where you say, I got to have that guy. Walker's the only guy by default because he actually has played well at left tackle in important ball games. We have seen that sample size. And Cam, I've said this.
9 games sample size, by the way.
Yeah.
9 games.
Over
five games 1 year, 4 games the next year.
Over a 2-season period, yeah. The Cam's had the worst back-to-back games I think he's ever had. I can't think of another back-to-back set of Sundays where he looked this bad. So I don't mind the idea that you're going to basically say, hey, if you ain't getting it done, we're going to your backup. But you got to make sure that you got it right across the board when it comes to that line.
I mean, what's going to be able to help both tackles, essentially, if this team plays a little tempo. Get in the huddle, get out the huddle, run the ball effectively, get those passes. That's one of the things that will help because with this crowd noise and the way our 2 tackles are playing, I do not want Trevor to hold the ball longer than 2.5 seconds.
No.
He's got to get rid of it.
No.
Absolutely.
It's funny. I love Pete Prisco, who you will hear normally weekly, either on the Francis Show or with Jaguars programming as they do Jaguars Happy Hour. Anyway, he and Big Bo, Tony Vaselli, were talking a great deal about how the offensive lines to this point have not performed very well. Not just this one.
No, I know it's bad play, bad line play all throughout the league.
And so Pete picked up on it, and the headline to his story today, quarterbacks paying painful price for subpar O-line play. And offensive linemen are not helping their quarterbacks right now. And there's too many, it looks like too many offensive coordinators that are going to constantly call shotgun and very little pass pro, very little extra protection.
It's also, I mean, to Leon's point is, he's saying, you got to get the ball out quick. Well, the Bills know that.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll just they'll just creep up. They'll play bump right at the line of scrimmage. They'll roll safeties behind them, and they'll dare them.
Yeah, but
so my point is, at some point, you have to protect at some point.
But Coach Campo showed the graph to us last week, and you can believe the metrics or not. He has the average amount of time in an NFL pocket to get rid of the football. He's not being rushed more than that. He is right dead on average. He needs to complete those passes.
I don't care what the numbers are saying. I'm watching the game.
This is classic.
Leon, does he look like he has enough time to make throws consistently?
No. Sometimes he holds on the ball too long.
He does. Well. There's no doubt about it. He has a couple times.
Quick, effective decisions.
Well, right, but when the defense knows you're making a quick throw because you can't protect to have the intermediate and deep throws, the second and third level throws, they're just going to sit on those routes. So there's nothing there.
That's just classic. It really is classic. You can tell him that he has as much time as the average is out there in the National Football League, and it's still not.
Right, but it's not just that, Joe. It's more that the passing game is a three-pronged deal.
Yeah.
You got to protect. The receivers got to get separation, and you got to throw on time and with anticipation.
I'm just saying, include that last part of it. As much as I'm defending Trevor, he has got to make sure
I know, but my point is you have a quarterback who has proven he can do that.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't just all of a sudden forget how to do that.
No, I get it. But when you have the first series last week and you have a wide open guy and you overthrow him, and then you have later in a game, a one-score game, where you have a wide open guy in the end zone and you don't hit him, you don't get him.
All right, well, we can do this all day. When you put a ball right in the guy's gut and he drops it, we can do that all day. It happens. There are problems all over the team. It's not just one guy.
Right. Yeah, it just sounds like.
No,
dare I channel the making excuses for a guy?
I'm not. What I'm doing is I'm trying to let people, because we see it on the text line. You hear it on the other shows. Want to try Mac Jones? It's ridiculous to even say that. You have an elite quarterback. If you put the people around him and you put the system around him, watch what happens.
Right, and if you go around the National Football League and the observations right now on Duval and what isn't happening here, it's in large part because the protection is not there. The play calling may be asking too much of a line that's not ready to deliver. The play calling certainly could be a concern, and then the fact that they have had winnable moments that they failed as individuals making mistakes.
Well, those kind of consistencies you can see throughout the NFL when it comes to offensive coordinators. This team, especially when you can say to yourself, you know what, we're good with the guys we have. We can just scheme our way into making plays instead of you going out there and assembling you a decent offensive line that can actually give you a quarterback protection.
Yeah,
that's not just a Jaguar thing. That's a league thing. I mean, a lot of these organizations figure that if they have the right quarterback and the right OC and the coach, then we can scheme. We don't necessarily need a decent offensive line. We just need the right scheme to get the ball out of his hand to make plays.
Yeah. Look, the tight end was off the line of scrimmage on the play on the 1 yard line. So essentially they were running 4 wide on the 1.
Yeah, that's a bad decision.
On the 1. Right. And as soon as the snap happens, ETN leaks out of the backfield. He didn't even stay in chip, nothing. Right. Immediately out of the backfield.
Right. And that will make it.
That's bad.
Yeah. Nearly.
All you had to do is go heavy personnel. 2 tight ends, run the ball, get up out of there, and then you're okay.
Or go heavy and say, BJT, beat your guy.
That part, yeah.
And by the way, last week,
not rocket science.
Hey, Kevin Stefanski outcoached Doug Peterson in that regard. Had backup tackles, had two tackles scratched and another one get hurt. Yeah. And what did he do? He just added another lineman, and he outcoached him. And to where Deshaun Watson stayed upright more than he has in the other 2 games he's played. And so, from a defensive coordinator point of view, Ryan Nielsen, you better answer the bell on that one. From a Doug Peterson and Press Taylor point of view, you better figure out a way to give your quarterback more time to make good decisions.
Yeah, you're right. That is legal. You can actually bring another lineman in.
Yeah.
I mean, because if this team struggles with Gregory Rousseau and Von Miller, bring Walker Little in at tackle next to Anton or just to make sure you give Trevor that extra protection.
Right, and drive him crazy. 72 is reporting tackle eligible. 72 is reporting tackle eligible. Do it. Don't hesitate. Let it happen. And here's another texter, just as far as the average time to throw. It may be average, but it's bad across the board. Average time doesn't mean good enough. I get that part of it. I just know that whatever he is not doing right now, the offensive play call, the protection, and the decision-making and all that, it just needs to come together. And he has the time that he has. I don't think that's going to go away too much. So you better figure out how to enhance that short passing game. You're going to have to figure it out to be able to move the chains. Run the football, people. Run the football will help him mightily as well. Let Etienne get going.
That also takes, by the way, line play.
Yeah.
Run the football.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. That's at the top of the list. No one is taking that off of the list. That is at number one. That's for sure. All right, you guys can keep it going. What are you willing to give up or do if you get a win tonight? 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We had some fun ones earlier. You can get back into that. We got our quarterback whisperer coming up. We're going to talk about Trevor, talk about Josh Allen, and then also get into a few other quarterbacks that either excelled or maybe devolved a little bit in terms of their performance. We'll get into all that coming up on XL Primetime.
Let's go. Game day gets here a little quicker with Pregame Friday.
Here we go.
Who's in, who's out, who's on upset watch.
Exactly.
We'll get you ready for the games. Brought to you by MyBookie and Dream Finders Homes on 1010XL.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation, with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool? Today's contestant, a dust bunny breeder from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Steve Johnson. Welcome to the show, Steve.
It's great to be here, Alex.
Yeah, you don't have to answer it in the form of a question, Steve.
What is this game show?
See, that's another question.
Are you going to ask me about air conditioners?
Yeah, okay. How about we just send the Bueller guys over and you can annoy them with all your questions? Johnny? That's right, Steve. Bueller Air and Plumbing can answer all your air conditioning questions. Repair options, replacement models, and how to make your AC last longer while saving electricity. Making sure you are cool.
Where is the parking lot?
You're killing me, Steve.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
In its final year, we encourage you to help create great futures for young people when you run or walk at Mackenzie's Run, Saturday, November 23rd. Join Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida for a 5K and 1 mile fun run through the beautiful stadium course at TPC Sawgrass. Enjoy food, live music, face painting, family fun, and more at our Runners Village. Register at MacKenziesRun.org. Mackenzie's 5K and Fun Run, November 23rd. MacKenziesRun.org.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your 9 sun impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Homeowners, listen up. The Fed is taking action, lowering rates for the first time in years, and Loan Pronto has followed suit, lowering mortgage rates big time. Prosser here. That means this is the best chance in 2 years to do a cash-out refi and unlock all that equity at an amazing rate. Loan Pronto has fixed loans under 5% APR, the lowest in 2 years. You can get a fast refi and get $50,000 to $75,000, even $100,000 in cash. Use it to pay off all your credit cards, personal loans, car loans. You'll end up with one payment each month. And for most homeowners, they save over $850 every month. If you want to keep your original mortgage intact, ask about the Loan Pronto Express Equity Line of Credit. If you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. So call now. Get your rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781.
Start your week by talking teal with Tony. Hall of Fame Monday with Tony Baselli. Monday mornings at 7:20 with Dan and Jeff on the drill. Brought to you by Heritage Roofing of North Florida. Hall of Fame Quality Roofing Solutions on 1010XL.
Jacksonville contractors and business owners. Do you need chain link fence, commercial steel, or rolling doors? Frank Frangie here. Coyle & Sons has been in business in Jacksonville since 1927. They've earned the reputation of quality and specialized skill. Coyle & Sons are the ones trusted in Jacksonville by the top contractors, and they can stand on their reputation when you need almost 100 years of commercial contractor experience. So contact Coyle & Sons today. That's 904-356-4821 or visit them at coiljacks.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson.
Okay, bring it in.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts, and George Moore Chevrolet.
1, 2, 3.
Collins had it knocked loose. Still loose, and Jacksonville has it inside the 20. A stunning upset loss, the first ever at home for the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. Let's go to Leslie Visser. Leslie.
Leslie, your thoughts. That was something else. And the man on the opposite side of our 1010XL Primetime studio right now is Big Sirs. A part of that win. Can they get it done again tonight? Jaguars over the Bills. It still gets you fired up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Listen, I tell you what, if you ask people of Jacksonville what's the most beloved team in history of the Jaguars, the 96 team has to be.
Well, as we played in Denny Thompson, the quarterback whisperer who joins us now, I'm watching a highlight off the text line of Pete Mitchell just trucking down the center of the field. And Denny, what did you say as soon as you walked in?
I'd never be another time like 96.
It was such a special time, was it not?
No, it was so much fun, man. It was maybe detrimental because we thought it was going to be easy, but
very true.
Just so unexpected, I'm sure, for you guys too. It's just, I mean, it felt like the whole city was playing back then, so it was fun. Good times.
It's just such a good feeling if you can get it going like that, which is, as Leon said earlier, Denny, he said, it's not like this team 0-2 going up there trying to figure things out. They were on a nice little win streak at that point, and people were still doubting them, but they were able to get it done.
Yeah, but there was a point in that season where y'all had a little losing streak, right? I mean, you guys had to rattle off, what was it, 6 in a row at the end or 5 in a row at the end?
Yeah, we did. We had to win every game to get into the playoffs. Yeah, because we were 4-7 at that particular time, and we won 5 straight to go 9-7 to make it. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into this game with you a little bit, and then we'll get into some other games. I am laughing on the text line, though, because I asked people, what are they willing to give up? What are they willing to do if they can get a win tonight? Because I don't know how many people are real over-the-top confident. They're probably a little more worried than they are confident. One texter, okay, all right. I'll get my, quote, I love TLD lower back tattoo removed if the Jags win. So someone's trying to tell me they're coming after TLD, the lovely Diane. We're going to have to fight over that, all right? I'm seething right now. All right, so what can they do to get right, Denny? This is not like a bunch of, like, moping around Jaguar fans, but they're worried about this football team.
Oh, sure. I mean, my view on this is to get right, they got to loosen up a little bit. They got to go in tonight knowing that they are a good football team. They just haven't played well, and they got to put this thing on the shoulders of 16, and you got to see what happens. You got to, but there's just no. Ever since that fumble, there's no confidence. There's no swagger about this team. It's just kind of like, we're here. You got, I mean, fake it till you make it type thing. I don't even think you have to do that because you're 2 years removed from being a really good football team, right? So you just have to get that confidence up. And I think as a staff, it's okay if 16 throws 2 interceptions. Just let's see what he's got. Mm-hmm. Let's see, is he the guy that you can throw everything on his shoulders and just go, let's not come in here tomorrow and go, well, why did they only throw the ball 10 times in the second half? Right? Like, let's just avoid that conversation. If you lose, you lose. But he's your future.
On his arm is what you're saying.
Yes, he's your future. It is what it is.
I mean, then they had the formula in the first game. You did the first 30 minutes of the game. They ran the ball effectively and play action. I mean, I think essentially going into this game, if you can come across that same format or that same formula that you did against the Dolphins in the first half, I think that'll work well against or for you against the Bills.
I agree, and I think the way the NFL is right now, the old days of running to set up the pass, I don't know, Leon. I think it's the other way now. Mm. I think you have to throw the ball well if you're built the way Jacksonville is to be able to run it. I think you have to, right? You have to back them off a little bit. You have to stop the blitz game a little bit. You have to make these defenses pay for the way they're choosing to defend you. And then I think that opens up the run. But I don't think that this team can just go, we're going to run, and throw on third down. That's not the way they're built.
Danny, you can't, please explain this to everybody, okay? You can't fake it on the offensive line and protection. You can't, use specific plays or play calling to get away from a line that can't protect. And the whole idea that, as Joe read, and I'm not doubting the numbers, but Trevor's right, down the middle where typically most quarterbacks are in the league. Just watch that line. He doesn't have time to throw the ball.
Listen, man, there's not another place in sports you can get exposed, right, Leon? Like on that line of scrimmage. I mean, that's grown men doing grown men things for a long, long time. That's an area that is hard to overcome if you're personnel. I think you can hide it in other areas, but
no amount of game planning is making up for not being able to
I don't think so. I mean, because what are you going to do? Are you get rid of the ball fast? Sure, but the way defenses are playing you, they're kind of taking that away. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that offensive line's just gotta get better.
See,
I don't know how else you say it.
I guess the things I'm trying to figure out right now, I think we all have watched enough football. 2 games into a season, we really don't truly know what a team is.
But it's scary though. Because it looks like last year.
Yeah. All right, but let me just give you these numbers, okay? There have been more big plays and explosives coming out of this offense than they had last year. I think we would all agree with that. Trevor has thrown for more yards than Josh Allen has, okay? In 2 games, he's thrown for more. That's only because Josh Allen hasn't had to do as much as maybe he's had to do in years past. So Trevor has more yards, but also is throwing at about 15 to 20% less completion percentage. So that means taking more chances and not necessarily getting as much out of it, even though he's thrown for more.
Man, I think when you run on first down and you run on second down and you get in 3rd and 8, I don't think you're going to have a high completion percentage. Mm-hmm. Like you should, because if you do, you're going to have that 4 yard. You're not getting first downs. You're not moving the chains. I think what you're saying is we're all saying the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's 16's here. He's your future. Put it on his shoulders. Let it rip. Let's see what happens.
I'm going back to the last game that we saw, Leon, in Buffalo when Kansas City eliminated them from the postseason. You know what I remember? Pat Mahomes starting to take off and run, which is what Josh Allen did. And they basically said, you know what, let's steal a little bit of that. And Pat Mahomes was a more willing runner. I'd love to see Trevor be a more willing runner.
Well, I mean, that's just Josh Allen putting the team on his back and say, hey, listen, I'm going to will us to win, even though they came up short. Mm-hmm. I mean, his only kryptonite is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is his kryptonite. But in the other games, man, he's going to take chances. He's a gunslinger. He's going to dive across crowd. He's going to do whatever it takes to win football games in spite of the mistakes he may be making.
Can you see that? A little more game plan, integration, run, or depending on the read.
Yeah, yes, he should run the ball more, but I think that this is a hard game for the Jags anyway. It's a good team at their place.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football. Yeah. Nobody expects anything out of you. If anything, if you like I keep saying, if you can't let it rip tonight, you just can't let it rip. That's what I want to see tonight. Is I just don't want to see him hold back. You're 0-2. You've lost, what's the stat? 8 of your last 9, something like that. It's not working, guys. It's just not working.
Yeah. I mean, also, this kind of feels like the Saints game last year when he had that injury and you weren't really expecting anything from him. Mm-hmm. And he goes out there and ran. Yep. He ran for like 90 yards or something. They need a little more. I mean, he ran for 40 in that one play. Didn't see it again the rest of the game.
Right now, he has 3 rushes, 53 yards.
I just think they got to do something to change it up, man.
But I think that's part of opening it up, though, because if you're not saying like put him in design quarterback runs, right?
No.
You're saying drop him back. If you recognize man, he's athletic enough, go take off and get 20.
The way I see it, and you're the quarterback whisperer, but the thing that's the most frustrating to me is that there are times when I feel like he has traffic around his feet and he might press and not necessarily get out of there properly. Mm-hmm. If now he feels people around his feet and he can just get out of there, it will change a lot.
I don't think he's played poorly. That's why I'm saying put it on his shoulders. I think he's ready to go. I think that can be done with Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so you have a decent receiving core. Brenton Strange, at the very least, proved that he could step in that Evan Ingram role, which I also like seeing, just from a play design point of view.
Yeah, I don't. Do y'all think rosters outside of offensive line is the issue?
No, not at all.
Not right now.
But I mean, that's like saying. I mean, do you think this car, outside of not having gas in it, is the issue?
I know. But we keep
because the offensive line's everything, man.
Yeah. But they didn't make any. Like, how do you fix that? How do you fix that, Leon? I know y'all talked about this a million times, but I mean, can you scheme to help this offensive line, or is it just what it is? Like.
They just got
shaking his head.
Well, the only way you can scheme is short pass, correct? And some run.
But then they
that ain't gonna
creep
happen.
up, and that's not going to happen.
This is not a team built to go 16 plays with no mistakes.
All right, I don't have the stat in front of me, but I remember bringing this up last week, and it might have been when you were in here, Denny. The guys that are throwing the ball down the field, go back to what you said, down and distance, first and second down didn't work out, so they got to go down the field. Anyway, Pat Mahomes has lived with a shorter passing game and even at times without a run game. It can be successful.
Yeah, it can be, but I don't think defenses are playing the same defense against the Jags that they're playing against Pat.
Well, that's true.
He also has a little bit of protection, too.
Yeah. Well,
whether you admit it or not, he's got a better offensive line in front of him.
One of their guys got yanked the other day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other guy played better. I know that's a strange thing, but the other guy played better.
But if you, all right, I'm gonna say this one more time though. The thing that Pat does is he knows the game's on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Right. He's not trying to not make mistakes. He's trying to win football games.
Right.
I find out. I think 16 can do
Put
it.
it on.
Find out. Let's go.
I love that part of it. The last 2 games for Pat Mahomes, he's baited one guy into a PI penalty that he never ever should have done. And last night, Kyle Pitts got raped in the end zone.
Terrible call.
And they didn't throw a flag.
I was in Indy yesterday. Yeah. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, it was nuts. All right, we'll touch on that one coming up. One more seg with our quarterback whisperer, 641-1010. You guys can jump in if you would like to throw one his way.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010 XL.
Yo,
It's your boy E to the T, and I hope everybody had a plentiful betting weekend with my bookie. There was some money to be made. But check this out. We have a rare opportunity tonight with a doubleheader on Monday Night Football. We travel to Buffalo while the Bengals host them Commanders. If you're a big game hunter, get in on the action with Monday Night Football and bet the parlays. Parlay bets have a bigger payout when you hit. If you nail the spread and the over-under total for both games tonight on the parlay bet, it pays plus $1,200. That's a $100 bet that just turned into $1,200. If you haven't signed up, here's the deal. For a limited time, my bookie is bringing back the double deposit bonus. You need to get started now. Use my promo code TenTenXL to claim that double deposit bonus on your money on your very first deposit. You heard that right. Double your money with promo code TenTenXL. Then parlay your way onto that straight cash, homie. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with my bookie. Come on, somebody.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors, and with great ratings and expert reviews, you know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? How about scheduling a free consultation or just stop by the Pella showroom right there on Phillips Highway next to Tesla. Pella's professional consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. From simple projects to complex renovations, their team has the experience needed to make your project a success. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
Duck Duck Rooter is currently hiring in all departments. We want great plumbers, CDL drivers, drain field installers, and lift station technicians. If you have experience in your trade and love to deliver a super high-quality level of customer service, you have found the right company. You will enjoy our benefits package that includes excellent weekly pay, paid holidays, health insurance, and working for the best in the industry. Apply at duckduckrooter.com. That's duckduckrooter.com. And click on the careers page. Duck Duck Rooter is an equal opportunity employer.
It's storm season, and JEA is committed to keeping you informed. In the event of a storm, we'll text and email you about the status of your services. We use Facebook and X to post real-time updates. Our live outage map on JEA.com lets you track restoration progress. And as crews work to restore services, our storm outreach team will be in local neighborhoods to answer your questions. Because as your community utility, JEA is here to keep you safe and connected. Your community, your utility.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle with lifetime warranty, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Best price, best payment, best trade-in value, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. With a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there is always a little room for wiggle.
Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 23rd, 2018, New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees throws a 17-yard pass to Michael Thomas, becoming NFL's career pass leader, breaking Brett Favre's record. When pests invade your space, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, we show up for you and eliminate pests quicker. Because we care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so do we. Don't live with a pest problem. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
Think you can't afford to buy a home? Think again. Lennar offers a range of new homes at affordable prices with a simple and hassle-free buying experience. Every home comes with our Everything's Included package, which means you get premium features and upgrades at no extra cost. For a limited time, enjoy rates as low as 3.99% and no closing costs on select homes when you finance through Lennar Mortgage. Call us at 904-917-2372 to find your dream home today. Lennar, the home for you.
Get off the ladder and put on the helmet with Gutter Helmet of North Florida. We are family owned and manufactured locally. Cleaning your gutters is a dangerous and dirty job. That's why with Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. Water goes in your gutters while trash and debris go on the ground. It won't collect like filters do. Gutter Helmet protects. Call now for 10% off and a free gutter cleaning and tune-up with your purchase of Gutter Helmet. Call 904-762-7779.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars offense will be without a key piece tonight against the Bills. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport with the latest on Jaguars tight end Evan Ingram.
Not as good news for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Remember last week before the game, standout tight end Evan Ingram hurt his hamstring, was ruled out before the game even started. Still not back yet. Has been ruled out tonight. Potentially next week he'd be good to go, but we know the Jaguars are not going to have one of their top weapons tonight.
Ian Rappaport this morning on NFL Network. Jaguars' second-year tight end Brenton Strange will get the start tonight at Buffalo. Jags Bills tonight at 7:30. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
You can check them out on South 8th Street just as you're entering the historic part of Fernandina Beach. It's such a cool town. And all you, we like to refer to the Dirty Dinas. We love y'all up there in Nassau. Don't forget, not only the tap room right there on South 8th, they also have the Wildlight location, and you can look for them on the shelves at Total or ABC. And if you're out and about, there definitely are some hot places that you can enjoy a cool Mocama. All right, so we got Denny Thompson, our quarterback whisperer, in for another segment. We're going right up until the kickoff show as we're fired up for that, as we will take you into Jaguar programming after that. All right, so Denny, let's get back to a couple things with the Jags. If we can sneak in some other stuff, we will. Off the text line, kind of disagree with Denny because in 2022, back half run, the Jags thrived on the quick pass with the occasional deep shot. And I like I said, I know.
Yeah, here's my worry about that with the Jags is they look fine until they get to the 15 or 20, and then they can't score.
Yeah,
right. It's like
which is very frustrating.
That's the problem with this. You know, we're going to work our way all the way down the field. That's going to take 14 to 16 plays now. If your defense is terrible and you need to eat up clock, that's a different thing. But I don't feel like that's necessarily the situation here. But no, I mean that's fair. I mean you run the risk of doing having a bunch of 3 and outs, but it's either that or an 8-minute drive that ends up in a missed field goal, or you end up with 4 field goals and lose by 9. That's the way it looks right now.
I'd like him to own the clock a little bit more because it just paves the way for a lot of.
Yeah, time of possession is important, especially when you're on the road. You definitely want to. Anytime you could steal possessions away from like a Josh Allen, absolutely. 3rd down conversions, all that kind of stuff. Red zone, you're absolutely right. This team struggles in the red zone. They got to score more touchdowns and stop settling for field goals. But and on the road, you got to steal possessions from the offense, keep the crowd noise because it's going to be a whirlwind. It's going to be a title fight, so you just got to be able to weather the storm.
Yeah, no, and I think in tonight specifically, I just don't know what other way you approach it. Like I understand the short passing game, but eventually they're going to squat on that. Like if you don't have that, you got to be able to run somehow. This is a must win, right? Like you just paid your quarterback all that money. I guess I as a fan just want to see, hey man, let's see if this is what we thought it was 2 years ago.
It's funny, it can happen in the opposite direction, Matt. You can let it fly. And then once you back people off, then you can get the run game going, as opposed to the opposite necessarily.
Look,
having to be the way.
Maybe this is just me, and I understand what Leon's saying. I understand what all you guys. I think time of possession is so overrated. As long as you score points, who cares about time of possession?
1,000% agree.
Score points.
Well, yeah, I like if you score, if you
convert third downs.
If you have 90-second drives and you score every time, you're going to be okay. But if you have 90-second drives and you're three plays and 4 plays out, then you're gonna be in big trouble.
But my point is, if you have a 2-minute and 30-second drive and you score, or a 3-minute and 30-second drive and you score, and your defense gets a 3 out, you come back out and you got another 2 or 3 minute drive and you get 3 and you're up 10-0, and then they come back out again. All you need is one more stop and that game completely changes because then the defense is their defense is tired and you're on a roll.
We've seen it. We saw it with Miami.
Yeah.
They were on a roll, and then they stopped the offense, and they haven't been able to get it back going since. I mean, you can't lose the time of possession 3-1. Right? Now your defense is going to be tired. But to Matt's point, I think you know, like, okay, we get around that 30, we probably need to take a shot because we struggle with a condensed field.
And we're splitting hairs. I do think you end up winning TOP if you have the lead at the end because you just get to hand the ball off a bunch.
Yep.
But just as an example, the Baltimore Ravens ran roughshod over Dallas yesterday, beat the hell out of them with a run game, and still had to hang on at the end. Had to hang on. Because Dak and them, they got desperate. They started making big plays down the stretch. All right, so another question for Denny. Ask him if he thinks Trevor should audible out of play calls that he doesn't think will work because there have been some obvious bad play calls he isn't changing out at the line, and I think at this point you'd have to be able to do that more.
Yeah, that's a given. Yeah, absolutely. If you're in this year, what is he, year 4?
Mm-hmm.
If you walk up to the line and you don't have confidence in what you're running, it's not going to work. Hopefully he has the ability to audible out of anything he needs to audible out of. I would hope that's the case.
With what you've seen, with what you've watched, do you believe that to be true? Do you believe you're seeing more of him? Because I think I mentioned this to you last week. When they went into the hurry up and they were down and they were just hustling down the field, he was operating. He was cooking with his own recipes at that point. Whereas the other times, I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't know why the play calling thing here is so secretive. I think we did talk about this last week. It's like at the end of the day, we really should just be 16 is in charge out there. That's really the only thing that should matter at this point. Who's calling the plays? I don't know why that matters at this point, but it does apparently. But no, you're right. I just want to see him get going. And like the texter said, like part of that is you get up to the line, and if there's something else that you like, then you're able to go to it. And I would assume that he's able to. I hope he's able to.
I think maybe the biggest reason we have the biggest discussion on play calling is they don't work. And like Matt has been harping on, when you're at your butt's up against the end zone, the goal line, and you're calling that type of play, that's what I think is driving people crazy.
It's time and time again. We saw it last year too. I mean, how many 4th and 1 calls was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You know, it's a curse around here.
They threw to the perimeter one time last year on 4th and 1. It was 4th and like half a yard, and they threw like a little quick thing to the perimeter. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah. All right. So here's the other discussion, Denny, and tell me if you've had this because, like you said, you've been all over the place, especially with the handful of games that you've been to recently in the NFL in particular. Are there too many moments, big moments, where you need to get short yardage and you see a quarterback line up in the shotgun?
Man, that's a tricky question. That is a tricky question because I get both sides of it.
Yeah, I do too.
I completely get both sides of it. I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, if it's 4th and inches, like there's no, we don't need to be doing that. But,
right.
But it's hard to get a yard and a half when they know you're trying to get a yard and a half. Like sometimes that shotgun at least will give you a read option or some type of threat, a toss threat, something like that. So I understand why it's done. But yeah, I mean, if it's under a yard, let's put hand under butt and let's just go.
Yeah, and that's the physical part that this team has been lacking.
Yeah, because that's an indictment on the offensive line. If you anything like that and you're in shotgun, I mean, what the hell are you doing? That means you're waving the white flag. You're basically saying we don't have the horses up front to get us a yard, and that to any offensive lineman, that's a slap in the face.
Do y'all feel like they're going to get it going though? I just kind of feel like tonight we're going to see a little bit more upbeat, a little faster paced Jags team. I actually think they're going to play well tonight.
I do too. I feel like this is, and I know that I'm just kind of maybe clinging to a few pockets of success, but when you're talking about 2 games that have been decided by a field goal and 5 points. And you're talking about a team that now has shown more ability to have explosive plays and defensive improvements. They certainly look like they're a little bit better with what they've been able to do. Hell yeah, they need to step into the ring and take a few more swings. I agree with you 100%, Denny, that I feel like that ball is going to be in the air a bunch more with Trevor tonight.
See, to me, I see them and I think, and tell me what you think. That team for the first 2.5 quarters against the Dolphins could be an 8 team in the league.
No question.
So where is that team?
I know.
That's the question.
That's the bizarre thing. That's it's like we saw it happen last year, really a little bit in the San Francisco game early, but certainly in the Baltimore game here late in the year. And then you come out this season, and it's like they look like that, and then all of a sudden one play changes it, and you're right back to that.
Right.
And that's the thing. Like, I know it's only two games in, and the NFL season's long. But if you don't reverse that trend, your season's done.
But how are you that fragile that a fumble, and I keep saying this, you're still up 17-7. Even with the fumble, the ETN fumble, you're still up 10 on the road in the second half.
Matt, I think that there's a lot of teams across the NFL that at the end of the season, there's going to be a radio show, and this team's going to finish with 7 wins, and they're going to call back to 1 game. And they're going to go, when that play happened, that changed the path of our season. And I just think that's what the NFL is. But to your point, the elite ones are stronger than that. The elite ones are, there's not a dang thing we can do about that. Let's go. It changes nothing.
Right.
And that's the thing I think that we got to see tonight is whatever your plan was when you came in and dominated a good defense in Miami, why did you get off of it? Because it looks way, way different right now.
I'm scratching my head trying to figure it out. There's that many professionals on both sides of the ball. I'm looking at Leon when I ask this question, meaning you got 22 guys that are given big checks to start in the National Football League. You got a coach that's paid well. How the hell, where does all this doubting, like all of a sudden take over a football team? I just can't figure that. Is it straight from the head coach? How is that happening?
I don't know. I wouldn't know. Haven't been a part of anything like that.
I mean, I think it can be, but I think it can be like 10 different things. It could be a lack of, like we were talking about, it could be a lack of confidence and you just kind of got exposed and now your insecurity's like there. Or it could just simply be they don't have that alpha dog that says, hey, let's go.
All right, you might have hit something there. Yeah.
And you got to have that. I mean, you every team's got to have the guy that when everybody's moping around, is like, can rip them apart a little bit. And I don't know. Do they have that guy?
I don't know. That's the question.
Well, that's what those 5 free agents were supposed to be. All 5 of those guys were supposed to be those guys. They all came from elite franchises that know how to win, right? Yeah. So all of those guys were supposed to be the guys in the locker room that when push came to shove, it was like, no, we're not going there now.
Yeah, but it's also...
And guess where we are right now?
Right.
Right back there.
Okay, but it's also a hell of a thing if you're talking 5 of 53 that you have to rely on outsiders to come in and show you the way. Okay?
Right.
That's a hell of a thing.
It's also you need anyone to try and show somebody. Right. You're a paid individuals. You're professionals.
That's the quarterback that needs to take over.
And also, before you can become a commodity for free agency, I mean, you got to step on our field and show us how you play. I mean, you don't come with your credentials based upon what you did with some other team. What are you being? What can you do for us?
Right.
That's how you get recognized in locker rooms. I was one of them. Yeah, I came from the Steelers and I played in the Super Bowl. But when I came to Jacksonville, they had to see it on the field with the Jaguars before you get the credit.
That's interesting because you think about we talked about the '96 team earlier. Think about the 17 team. Like, arguably, I've been in the city since the beginning of the Jags. Those 2 seasons were a lot of fun. Like, the whole city was just...
out of nowhere type of...
Right. But what happened when you look at those seasons is there was a moment where things started to snowball in a good way. Right? And then now all of a sudden you've got that confidence and now you're rolling. All the other seasons, the other way has happened. Something happened and it snowballed the wrong way.
Yeah.
Right.
And now you're in December and you're hopeless. Like, you got to turn it around. You got to find out what that 96 team had, what that 17 team had, which was probably a core level belief in what was in that locker room. And you got to find out, do we have that?
Yeah, it's true.
Denny, that's why I'm telling you, I've never been on a team that started good and finished bad. If we started good, we finished good. If we started bad, we finished good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I've never been on a team where we're 8-3 and then next thing you know, we're out the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've never been on a team like that.
Yeah.
If we start good, we're going to finish it.
Yep.
If we start bad, like I did in 96, 4-7, we finished good.
Was that because of the locker room?
Locker room, leadership. Guys, I was with the Steelers. We were 3-4. Started bad, won the next, 8 straight, and go to the playoffs and we go to the Super Bowl.
What does that locker room feel like when you're like, you've run off 3 in a row, and you're like, oh. I mean, it's a whole different experience, right?
Bro, listen, when you're on a win streak like that, bro, when you come into meetings, you want to get to practice. You want to get the coffee tastes better.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You want to get some extra frame. You want to get some extra because you got some momentum. You know, guys want to be around that kind of stuff. When you're losing the way you're losing, man, you hit the snooze button about 3-4 times.
Yeah.
Man, I'm tired of this, man.
And that's what I'm saying. You got to find.
It's the mindset, bro. I'm just telling you.
You got to find how to get that first part, though, man. Like, that's because you lose one more tonight, and that snooze is being hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've got to find a way to hit 2 or 3 in a row. And if you can do that, man, everything can change.
Yeah. We'll see if it can. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying when you lose 3 in a row, see, this is how you got to change it. Instead of you saying, man, I got to go to work, you got to be able to say, man, I get to go to work.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a good way to look at it.
Yep.
Good way to look at it. All right, that's a perfect way to end it. Whisper, let's do a little screaming tonight. See if it happens.
I'm in.
All right, thank you, man. We appreciate it. At Denny_Thompson, make sure you check him out with his quarterback training. Our quarterback whisperer. We roll into the 2 o'clock hour. We're going to take you right up to the kickoff show at 2:30 as you're going to be wall-to-wall Duval all the way through Monday Night Football and the 5th quarter tonight.
We cook up a big pregame breakfast early on game day so you get a healthy helping of football and fun.
Breakfast of champions.
On the Terminix Kickoff Show. Presented by Clearwater Irrigation and Gatorade. 5 hours before kickoff on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Homeowners, listen up. The Fed has taken action, lowering rates for the first time in years, and Loan Pronto has followed suit by lowering mortgage rates big time. Prosser here. Loan Pronto just locked in a homeowner at 4.59% APR, the lowest in 2 years. Whether you got your loan last month or last year, it's time to call Loan Pronto and dump that high-rate loan. You can lock in a lower rate fast with virtually no paperwork and usually no appraisal. There's no limit on how many times you can refi, so get started. Even if you're in process with another lender, give Loan Pronto a call. If you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Purchase loans available as well, so call now. Get your rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. I've been playing Prize Picks lately, and I have no idea why I waited so long. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 5 million active members. 5 million. All you do is pick more or less on a 2 to 6 player stat projection and watch your winnings roll in. Tonight, I've got Cam Little hitting less than 1.5 field goals and Josh Allen throwing for more than 1.5 touchdown passes. It's just that easy. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And when my pick hits, I get my money as quickly as 15 minutes. Now, here's the best part. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy. That means your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code JAX, J-A-X, and get $50 instantly when you play $5. It's all there at Prize Picks. Run your game.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey everyone, it's football season and we wanted to go to the drawing board to make this year's predictions. Let's compare our 2 blonde all-stars. Most touchdowns, best pricing in the market. Most passing yards, gives the most for your trade. Most receptions, free oil changes with every purchase. Super Bowl champion, wow customer service. This looks like a winning season for everyone. Come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville where you can score big all season long.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the 4th annual Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 4th through 6th at Timuquana Country Club. Get your tickets now, starting at just $25 for grounds passes. And if you're a country music fan, grab your tickets to see Brothers Osborne at Daly's Place Tuesday, October 1st for the Furyk Foundation concert sponsored by Ring Power. Learn everything you need to know at ConstellationFurykandFriends.com.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Guys, feeling deflated in the bedroom? ED, low T, no energy? If your stuff is broken, call 904-STROKEN or 904stroken.com. No shots in the first treatment, now free. Fix your ED at 904stroken.com.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
Ride the hurricane wave as the storm brews in South Beach.
Keeping you closer to the U with news and notes from the Orange and Green on the Hurricane Report on 1010XL.
Brought to you by Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
This is Chelsea with Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Here's what people are saying about working with us.
Installers were professional, courteous, and efficient.
Great customer service. On time, explained the process, and walked me through the installation. Amazing team.
Our experience with Renewal by Anderson was outstanding from the beginning to end.
Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey with my own Awaken 180 celebration. Maybe not 100 pounds like Hacker, but it's been a full year since I dropped 26 pounds and I haven't put a single pound back on. For a whole year. Free support for life at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, there's a lab-grown diamond and jewelry sales event going on right now at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Monahan's is known for its natural diamonds and gemstones, but we've had so much demand for lab-grown diamonds that now through the end of September, Monahan Jewelers is having a lab-grown diamond and jewelry sales event. We've brought in a huge selection of lab-grown diamonds and jewelry to meet this incredible demand. Lab-grown diamond sales event now through the end of September at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. Brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. A win is a win for the FSU Seminoles after starting the season 3-0. The Noles took down the California Golden Bears Saturday night 14-9. FSU's defense stepped up, securing 7 sacks as Noles Patrick Payton recorded 3 himself. Head coach Mike Norvell spoke post-game on the defense.
And for the defense coming up big with the stops, I think you look, this week we spent extra time in the red zone and focusing on, our red zone work, competitively, and that showed up big. Our defense, being able to keep them out of the end zone. I think there were 2 of 5 total, in the red zone. It was really just a special performance. Very impactful.
Another ACC winner, the Miami Hurricanes dominated South Florida 50-15, remaining undefeated this season. It's 91 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
We've been having a good time hanging out with you, our early launch on a Monday as we take you up to the kickoff show. Hayes Caroline, me O'Brien with the Terminex kickoff show presented by Clearwater Irrigation and Gatorade. They will come up in about a half hour's time, so we're going to roll until then. We've been talking Jaguar versus the Bills and how important it is to get off the schneid, get to 1-2, and then head to Houston and see if you can't make it 2-2 and take control of the division. Yes, people, it is possible. Now, some on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, or on the YouTube chat, are saying, don't give us hope. Well, I'm not quite sure exactly what you want, okay? Either you want to just be told you're a loser right off the jump, or you want to look at this as maybe there's a possibility. Like Denny Thompson just said a minute ago, is everyone freaking out? Is everyone thinking that they have no chance? Yeah, they got a chance. A, it's the National Football League, and B, they have at times looked good. The Bills have been beatable. The Jaguars have been able to hand them a couple of nasty L's over the last couple times they've seen them. So, yeah, it can happen.
Yeah, they got to put it all together during this game. They got to put it all together, offense, defense, special teams. Yeah, I mean, the fact that this team has had success against the Buffalo Bills, it speaks volumes. But there's never been a situation where you've had to play them, if I'm not mistaken, up there in Buffalo.
The last two.
Last two, London, here. Yeah. And, so, yeah, to go on the road with an 0-2 record, there's got to be some desperation from this team. They got to play like it, man. They've got to play at a very, very high level to beat this Bills team. Mm-hmm. Very big.
Yeah, and you start looking back, like we said, you're looking for trends. You're looking for things that will at least give you indicators that will give you an idea that it can turn. And I'm not quite sure what the offensive meetings have been like this week, but you have mentioned that you needed to either an entire offensive player meeting or just the offense as a whole, coaches included. Tell me which you prefer. But
just players only. I mean, players only offensively.
And describe how that.
Well, I mean, you just got to put listen, everybody watches the film. I'm not sure if they watch the film together, but collectively, we used to watch all the film together, especially when we played bad games. Mm-hmm. And you being called out in front of your compadre, teammate, whatever, is embarrassing, especially if you ain't play well. But I just think that this team right here just needs to listen. You got to step your game up. Everybody on the offensive side of the ball has got to step the game up. Mm-hmm. Either offensive line, running back, wide receivers, Trevor, everybody. If they want to get to where they need to get to in December, January, about point blank.
I mean, it's almost, to me, I look at this, you just got to play to your capability. Mm-hmm. I don't even need everybody playing at their ceiling. I think they're good enough. If everybody just plays their capability, I think they can win the game. The problem is you've got players, guys, units that are taking plays, downs, series off. It's just not you can't have a terrible series in the NFL because a terrible series leads to a touchdown.
Like, who do you think has taken plays? Or
I don't know that it's plays off, but I just think you see guys that are just not like. But we say this all the time about Josh Allen. Where is he sometimes? Mm-hmm. Right? Josh Hines Allen.
Yes.
Like, where is he sometimes? We say it all the time about him. So there are guys that also that are still finding themselves out there. Antonio Johnson is a guy who's still finding himself out there. Does he look comfortable to you out there?
I guess I haven't seen it.
And it's not just players either. Whoever's I don't know who's calling plays, okay? Right. It's this big secret.
Press is calling the plays.
Okay, let's just say Press is calling plays, okay? You cannot go a stretch by not getting the ball to Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
He's the most dynamic guy you have on offense. Find a way to get him the ball.
And I got to believe, and this is me,
Cam, does Cam looks like he's dialed in every play?
No, that's a
or
good
Anton
example.
Harrison?
Yeah. No, they
or
both
Scherf. You can go right down the line on the offense.
Right. Listen, if I got a dime for every time we bagged on the offensive line, I think we have them covered. We got them covered. That unit we have covered.
Do something about it. Yes. How about that?
Yeah, I know that, but you got what you got. You got to figure it out, okay? And I'm questioning Doug Peterson as much as I'm questioning anybody. But when is it going to end that this offensive line is a liability, but not the worst in the National Football League? I have said it over and over and over.
Isn't it?
No, it's not. He has had average time to throw the football.
Yeah, whatever. I'm watching the games. I see it, okay?
Okay. Did you see what happened with some of these units yesterday?
Sure I have, yes.
Okay.
Have you watched the Jags play this year?
Oh, my God. Are we just going to keep asking each other questions?
Have you watched that pass pro series?
Yeah, I've seen it. I also have seen – I told you guys this earlier. Trevor Lawrence has thrown for more yards than Josh Allen has. Okay?
I get that, but my point is they're literally getting beat.
So that was pass pro when that happened.
They're getting beat on the edge, not even with twists or games. It's literally right off the edge, right around them.
I get it. But when you went into this season, you had an idea that Cam Robinson and Anton Harrison were going to be strengths on that offensive line.
Breaking double teams, for God's sakes.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, I have no problem bagging on the Doug-led offense, the Press Taylor play calling, however you want to describe it, because both are responsible, and the quarterback is responsible. We just talked about how they wanted to bring guys in from the free agent world to come in and show this team what leadership looks like. The quarterback needs to share in that responsibility as well. He's been here. It's been a minute since he's been here. He just got paid. He needs to be that angry leader on the sidelines or in the huddle. Or when
I would agree with that. I would agree with all that 100%.
Yeah, those 100%. Those things need to happen. When you're 14 of 30 for 220 yards, you're operating at a 53% completion rate. You've got some stuff to look at. You've got some stuff to correct, and all that stuff has to come together.
I think the most disheartening thing for me, being a former offensive lineman, watching this offensive line, is that they're not dialed in all the time. That's the thing that bothers me, and they're not playmakers. They don't look at themselves as playmakers. I mean, you're just as important as a wide receiver and give us separation, or a guy finding a sweet spot in the zone, all that kind of stuff. These guys don't execute like they're supposed to make plays, and that's what's frustrating me. Is that, and I don't want to pile on with Cam, but just those scenarios where you're not getting to the linebacker, or you're not following through on the counter play, all those kind of plays like that. I mean, yeah, there's only 2 plays, but those 2 plays could have been a difference in the ball game. You can't take any play for granted. Mm-hmm. You've got to follow through and be dialed in each and every play. And I think this offensive line, for the most part, is not.
Those 2 plays in the video that we saw, those 2 plays last week with Cam. I mean,
they're indicative of what this offense.
Show a little pride, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's indicative of what this offense. Lackluster, lack of intensity, lack of follow through, lack of finish. I mean,
that's what you're putting down on tape. Show a little pride.
Yeah, your play is your resume.
Yeah, well, I take it back. I said 53% for Trevor's 51%. So it's 26 of 51 for Trevor, and Josh Allen is nearly 75% completion percentage, and he's taking care of the football. And the one stat that you hope ends tonight, if you're a fan of the Jags, is that this will be the deepest end of the season since 2020 that Josh Allen has not thrown a pick. 2020 was the last time he went into the third game. If he comes out of the game tonight clean and does not throw a pick, that's the first since 2020. So he has been prone to mistakes. Both of these players at quarterback have been prone to giving the ball away. So that has to be one of the ideas on the defensive side of the ball. Let's see if we can't stress him and force him into making a bad decision. Right now, operating at a pretty dang good clip, 73.8 completion percentage, 371 yards, 3 touchdowns, couple more on the ground. He's averaging over 3.5 yards per carry. The quarterback is. All that stuff's pretty good. And so they got to figure that part out.
Here's the thing real quick with the Jags is if these guys just play to their level of potential, they can go win that game. Mm-hmm. We saw it for 2.5 quarters against the Dolphins. That team against the Dolphins early is a really good team. So where is that team? That's kind of the question. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm not saying it won't happen tonight. All I'm saying is if that team shows up, they're going to do it tonight.
Heck, it's funny, though, if we take a look at it, 20 points from the Miami Dolphins against this squad, and they won. The next game, 10 points, and Tua got hurt. And I don't even know if you can really count this last game because they went to Seattle and got rocked and had to go to a couple of quarterbacks. But just take a look at the point total that Cleveland has had and that Miami has had in games not against Jacksonville. And that's what this team was playing against. So, in other words, the 2 teams that Jacksonville has lost to has not looked particularly good against the other 2 teams that they've played.
So your point is
that this is the only team that helped them to get a dub. Okay, so I mean that definitely is a negative. So, but you can change that in a heartbeat. Miami is 1-2 with 1 win coming courtesy of Jacksonville. Cleveland is 1-2 with 1 win coming courtesy of Jacksonville. And so now this team needs to start trying to figure out how to get theirs.
All right, so let's go over this real quick. Mm-hmm. So the Gators got a must-win. Noles got a must-win. Jags are getting a must-win tonight.
It'd be nice. Go 3-0 if you're talking about North Florida. And it wasn't easy for Florida State They were able to get the job done against Cal.
It wasn't pretty either.
And it really wasn't easy for a while for Florida either. Even though, I think Mississippi State in that game scored right before the half on basically, they went 3/4 of the field, 75, 76 yards, came out and scored on a long drive again, made things at least interesting for a little while. And then
it was like 28-7 at one point or something.
And then it became 28-14. Then it became 28-21. That's what I'm saying. Mississippi State scored on both sides of the half to draw it to a one-score game, and then Florida ended up pulling away in the end. But yeah, it'd be nice if North Florida, you Jag Knowles, you Jag Gators, if you could get to where you got to win on both Saturday and in this case Monday night. So we'll keep it rolling. Monday Night Football tonight. I hope it's a lot of fun, and I hope we're talking about a dub by the time we get to the fifth quarter.
If offense and defense don't win the game, sometimes it's up to the special team.
And here comes the field goal team. They've got to hurry.
After the game, catch the Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game. Live generously and life will treat you royally on 1010XL.
Small business, big target. Double Check provides AI-powered cybersecurity solutions to small businesses so you can keep your eye on the ball. Book your free consultation this month for 10% off your first 6 months. Visit doublecheck.com today.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, so here's a reminder to get screened. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations to help you put your prostate health first. Guys, don't put this one off. Visit ackermanurology.com.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Make your dream of living in luxury a reality in Lennar's newest 55 and up active adult community, Edenbrook at Highland Trail. Located in the heart of Green Cove Springs, Edenbrook offers world-class amenities with a dedicated activities director and homes starting in the high 300s. With rates as low as 3.99% and up to $50,000 in flex cash on our new Edenbrook homes, the time to buy is now. Call 904-643-3750 to find out more. Your life of luxury awaits in Edenbrook at Highland Trail by Lennar.
Salvatore's famous pizza now in Jacksonville, Tapestry Park off Southside Boulevard. In honor of our favorite player, number 16, Salvatore's large pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping, only $16. Coupon at salvatores.com. Dine in, pick up, and delivery. $16 for a large Salvatore's pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping. Coupon at salvatores.com. Tax and delivery extra.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety, there is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Go! Family, football, and Friday night traditions connect the past with the present.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Friday Night Lights.
With Hacker and Andrew Gibson, presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Before termites attack your home or business and cause costly damage, Terminix it. At Terminix, we know how to stop termites. These destructive pests have been around for millions of years, but before they show up, so do we. And their time is up. Don't live with a termite problem? Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TerMinix.com. TerMinix.com. Terminix it.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Hey folks, this is Dave Benyon with my son Ammon here from Zero Res. Ammon, you've been cleaning air ducts for a while now. What are some of the reasons customers might consider getting their air ducts cleaned?
There are many reasons. Many times, people suffer needlessly from poor indoor air quality produced by the conditions in their air system. Construction dust, the presence of bacterial growth, and years' worth of buildup all come together to make your air ducts a pretty gross place. If you suffer from allergies, have recently moved, recently remodeled, or have never had your air ducts cleaned, then now is the best time to call. By calling Zero Res, you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that you called the best of the best. Our state-of-the-art truck mount system and top-of-the-line service representatives simply can't be found anywhere else. Google Zero Res and read thousands of 5-star reviews.
So what kind of deals can I expect?
Just mention that you heard us on the radio, and we'll give you $100 off your air duct cleaning.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty great deal. Remember, folks, Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
CEROREC. Zero Res.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation, with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410. 1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, my takeaway is a bit of advice to the Jaguars. Someone who's 13-0 at Monday night, by the way. The big
nice.
13-0.
13-0?
That's right.
Whoa.
That's right.
First off, the fact that you played 13 games is really cool,
13-0, baby. I'm just letting you know.
That's.
All right. So you got to play fast. You got to start with no penalties. All right. Play fast. Ride the wave. Just play ball, man. Mm-hmm. Like you said, if we play to our potential, we should win the game. Absolutely. Yeah. I agree with that.
All right. Takeaway.
My takeaway is, if things get a little shaky and the Dolphins still need a quarterback, trade Mac Jones for Robert Jones and Lean Eichenberg, 2 starting guards for the Dolphins. And then
trade Mac for some line. Trade Mac for some Big Macs is what you're saying, which is it's not a bad idea. Miami with their second quarterback going down, and they may really be looking at scenarios like that. And Mac Jones is a real possibility.
It'll cost you 2 starting guards. How about that?
Nothing wrong with asking for it.
Right. If you don't want it, then great.
Yeah.
Go deal with someone else.
All right. So my takeaway is take away something from Buffalo and make them one-dimensional. James Cook has been a serious addition with the run game for the Buffalo Bills. Now, in the beginning, when they drafted him out of Georgia, he didn't necessarily get all the play because the play caller just didn't quite do exactly what he needed to, or didn't do enough in the offense to feature him. Now Joe Brady is doing that. And James Cook is averaging 7.1 yards per carry.
Yeah.
Take that away. Handle your business. And if you can do that, you got a chance. All right, so 3 things that you're looking at.
3 things I'm looking at: tempo, toughness, and be the more physical team.
Okay, I like that.
That's it.
Wow, I like
you do
that.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, 3 things I'm looking for is score quick.
Mm-hmm.
Jump out to a quick lead, okay? Put them on their heels a little bit.
Yeah.
Cover in the secondary. Cover in the secondary, and get a couple turnovers, man.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice. It's hard to not want to piggyback what you guys are saying. I'll just follow it with get Christian Kirk involved. Get him involved early and often, and you're going to take some pressure off of Trevor Lawrence if you can do that. ETN, you may be on your own, big man, but you're going to have to run the football. Protect it, take care of it. And then how about something when it comes to the back end? You got 2 tight ends that you have to deal with. Kincaid is the biggest force there, but Knox is as well. So they better have somebody on the back end, Cisco or whomever, that can take care of that tight end. No Darnell Savage tonight, so they're going to be a little thinner in the secondary. They have to make sure that they take care of business. We took care of business. We are done. We say thanks to Mokama Beer Company. We appreciate them every Monday for hanging out with us. Don't forget, every single day of the week, you can enjoy coffee. Tuesday through Sunday, enjoy that delicious craft. Mokama.com. You can log on and see all that they have to offer. If you are up in Fernandina, hit them up. If not, look for them on the shelves. So we send you off to the Terminex kickoff show presented by Clearwater Irrigation and Gatorade. That'll be coming up. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Sarson, RJ. Let's go get a dub tonight.
Everyone wants